Have you protected you and your family from financial...
Good morning.
You are invited to attend...
Welcome, everyone. If you're new to this channel, make sure you subscribe. Click that notification bell. You're going to love this show. If you want to know what's going on in the world, this is where to go, right here. The longest running radio show in Florida. My name's Brian. Everyone else that knows me already, good morning to you too, and like the video if you don't mind. Oh man, we got a lot to get into today. No doubt about that.
Seating is limited, so reserve your seat for this free estate planning workshop. Call 1-855-FLA.
Here we go.
That's 855-352-3782. 855-352-3782.
This is Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. Give me a call today to save up to 50% on your insulation and radiant barrier, and up to 35% on your electric bill. That's 954-939-1500. 954.
Good morning, Utah.
1500.
All right, it's showtime.
You are listening to South Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. To call the show toll free, dial 1-888-GO-KANE-1. That's 1-888-GO-KANE-1. And now, here's Steve.
Yes, yes. Hey, guys. Good morning. Good morning. My name is Brian Craig. You are listening to the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest running radio show. That's right, on the radio since 1977. And it is Monday morning, October 25th, 2021. And man, do we have a lot to talk about today. This was one of the busiest updated news weekends we've had in a long time. So we've got a lot of news, a lot of issues and topics to discuss. And also taking your calls live on the radio at 1-888-GO-KANE-1. That's K-A-N-E and the number 1-888-465-2631. Well, you know, I wanted to start with two things going on at Fox News Channel. You know, there's a division at Fox News Channel. You have some good people over there, like Tucker Carlson, right? And there's a handful of people over there. Hannity, Laura, Tucker, Harris Faulkner seems all right now. But a lot of what's over there is a bunch of never-Trumper people that are consumed with their hatred of the man that I think is the greatest president ever, and I'm going back to General Washington. That is the 45th president of the United States, Donald Trump, who will also be the 47th president of the United States when he is elected to his second and non-consecutive term in 2024, with hopefully Ron DeSantis as his vice president. And of course, Ron DeSantis will be the second MAGA president when he wins in 2028. But Fox News, you know, some of what goes on over there can be just really upsetting. And you know, what's upsetting about it is especially the weekend programming. But what's upsetting about Fox News is number one, not because of them. All right? I mean, if you go over there, how many people are on the air at Fox News that were there on the air when Fox News became number one? Most of them were not. I think Hannity was there from day one, but that's it. Is there anyone on the air and Brit Hume, he's like a sideline guy now, but we'll throw him in. Brit Hume and Hannity have been there since the beginning of Fox News. But who else has been on Fox News when they became number one? And they have an arrogance. They're not number one because of who's on the air over there at Fox News. They're number one because conservatives made them number one. And I don't mean the Republican conservative establishment. They became number one because of conservative voters who are now MAGA people. Before there was a MAGA, those are the people that made Fox News number one. And all they do is take us for granted. take advantage of us, exploit us, despise us, thinking we're stupid. And I got to tell you, I took a road trip with my daughter over the weekend. We went to Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios Orlando. And we drove up Friday night, pretty late on Friday night, and we were out in the middle of nowhere, and the only thing I could get on the radio was a local NPR station, National Public Radio, and they were airing their national programming there, and I was listening to it, and they were talking about the news and issues of the week, left wing as you could imagine, but it wasn't a lot different than what I'm hearing from a lot of the Fox News personalities so far as MAGA people and President Trump. Two things have come to light over the weekend from Fox News Channel that I'm going to share with you here in the beginning of the show. One involves Chris Wallace. And well, I'll talk about the Chris Wallace one first, and then we'll do the other one, which is very disturbing to me. Very disturbing, the next thing that happened on Fox News over the weekend. But the first is, and let me tell you this. I don't want to hear from anyone, are you surprised? Are you surprised? Are you surprised if I only talked about what, nothing surprises me with these never-Trumpers, okay? If I only talked about what surprised me, I would say hello and goodbye and be back tomorrow. You know, nothing surprises me. Nothing surprises me. So I don't want to hear any of that nonsense. But let's start with Chris Wallace. And Chris Wallace thinks he's a somebody. He's a nobody. He is only there because Mike Wallace was a well-respected man and paved the way and did a bunch of things. And he's on his daddy's name. But like Meghan McCain, he's like Meghan McCain, basically. But who will probably be joining Chris Wallace at Fox News. I believe Fox News is wooing Meghan McCain since she exited the Coven of the View. She's promoting a book, and, But Chris Wallace over there, and they're also making a move for someone else I'll tell you about in a second, but Chris Wallace, like Meghan McCain, thinks that he's done something. He's done nothing. Right? You're just a guy who's on television because your daddy was a somebody. So let's get to the first thing that happened. This is Chris Wallace, Fox News Channel, talking about Jen Psaki over the week. There's Chris Wallace talking about Jen Psaki, complimenting Jen Psaki.
Jen Psaki and her own Peter Doocy. Obviously, he was pressing her on the president's own words. Maybe I should go down there to the border.
Well, no, he said, "Man, I've already been there."
That too. Yeah,
and it appears very questionable. I honestly, as somebody who spent 6 years...
By the way, what a jerk. Here he is correcting the host on his own network. Oh, what an arrogant, entitled jerk.
Jen Psaki and her own Peter Doocy. Obviously, he was pressing her on the president's own words. Maybe I should go down there to the border.
Well, no, he said, "Man, I've already been there."
That too.
Yeah, and it appears very questionable. I honestly, as somebody who spent 6 years in the White House, my immediate reaction was, those are two people at the top of their game. Peter Doocy has really, I mean this is a compliment. Yeah. I think that he has become the Sam Donaldson of this White House press corps. And since I was working in the press corps when Sam Donaldson is there...
Does this guy give his resume enough? Since I was there at the White House? Yeah, because of your daddy and his connections, not because you're some... What story has he ever broken?
Go down there to the border.
Well, no, he said, "Man, I've already been there."
That too. Yeah,
and it appears very questionable. I honestly, as somebody who spent 6 years in the White House, my immediate reaction was, those are two people at the top of their game. Peter Doocy has really, I mean this is a compliment.
Yeah.
I think that he has become the Sam Donaldson of this White House press corps. And since I was working in the press corps when Sam Donaldson is there, that's a very grudging compliment on my part. And Jen Psaki, I think, is one of the best press secretaries ever. I don't know that anything was particularly accomplished, but they both gave and got pretty good.
Okay, he just said, Chris Wallace just said, and it wasn't challenged, Jen Psaki is one of the greatest press secretaries ever. Did you hear that? Listen.
I mean this is a compliment.
Yeah.
I think that he has become the Sam Donaldson of this White House press corps. And since I was working in the press corps when Sam Donaldson is there,
Name dropper.
grudging compliment on my part. And Jen Psaki, I think, is one of the best press secretaries ever.
Jen Psaki is one of the best press secretaries ever. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Let me tell you what's going on over there. Let me tell you, you know what's going on with this? What do you guys think? Is he angling for the big interview where he sucks up to her? Maybe. There's a bigger picture going on right now. Jen Psaki is on the verge of a nervous breakdown. If you've been watching Jen Psaki lately, she has aged in the last couple of months about 10 years. You can see the jowls. She's not looking good. Press secretaries don't stay in that job for the most part very long because it's such a tough job on all press secretaries dealing with what they deal with every day. But she in particular is not looking, she looks exhausted to me. And people are starting to talk that she may be moving on. She may be stepping down. And let me tell you, now we don't know if this is true, but people are talking about it. She's not going to be there for the whole 4 years. None of them are. But what Chris Wallace is doing here, I believe, is wooing Jen Psaki, not just for an interview. He'd take the interview and suck up to her. I think Fox News is setting the stage to try to hire Jen Psaki. That's what I believe. Based on this. And, yeah. What would that... If they hired Jen Psaki as a Fox... I'm not saying to host a show. If Fox News Channel hired Jen Psaki as a Fox News contributor, what would you do? Would you stop watching Fox News? How would you feel about that? I want to hear your thoughts at 1-888-GO-KANE-1. 888-465-2631. This sucking up that Chris Wallace did, do you think this is just about him wanting an interview with Jen Psaki? Or do you agree with me that it sounds as if he's setting the stage for Fox News Channel to hire Jen Psaki? 1-888-465-2631. It's going to get worse after the break, though. Fox News has done something where they may have finally gone over the line. We'll get to that in a bit, but let's take a call or two on that. Good morning, you're on the radio.
This is Mike from Louisiana.
Hey, Mike.
You're probably right on the Jen Psaki thing. I know you're right about she's aged 10 years, but you're probably right. He wants her there, and basically you look at the news. There's a definite divide between the news guys and the opinion guys at Fox.
Well, at this point, I don't know what Chris Wallace is. Is Chris Wallace a news guy or an opinion guy? He seems pretty opinionated to me.
Yeah, he does sound a lot opinionated to me too. That's the thing. A lot of these guys, a lot of these so-called quote news guys, and all these networks are opinionated guys. There really are no true news guys anymore.
Well, when he's not a news guy, he gave his opinion. I think she's one of the best. That's an opinion. And I didn't hear, I can't remember the name of the Fox News anchor that was interviewing him. I forgot her name. She hates Trump, by the way. She hates Trump. I cannot remember her name. She's a weekday personality during the day. She didn't say to Chris Wallace, what about Jen Psaki makes you say she's one of the best press secretaries? That's the question. What, because she goes back and forth with Ducey? That's Ducey, not her. Why does he say that? She's one of the best press secretaries. What did she do that rises to the level of being greater than Ari Fleischer, who was with President Trump or President Bush on September 11th, or Tony Snow, who was another George Bush press secretary, or even Mike McCurry, who was the press secretary for Bill Clinton during the Lewinsky affair. What has she done that would make her one of the best, Chris Wallace? Could you give an example of that?
Right, and think about this. How insulted is Dana Perino?
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, Dana Perino on the 5. Isn't she one of the best, Chris Wallace? And and that's something. They already have. See, this is what I'm thinking. I believe they're trying to set the stage to hire Jen Psaki. They already have 2 White House correspondents over there, right? They've got McEnany and Perino. And then they bring in Psaki. That'll be your new outnumbered people. Psaki, McEnany, Perino. That might even be the 5.
But here's the deal about Psaki. To me, Psaki reminds me of the adults on Charlie Brown. You can't understand her. It's just annoying,
You mean like wow, 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 wow? Let me tell you, Jen Psaki goes to Fox. I will not watch anything where Jen Psaki's on. I won't watch it. But it seems to me that they're trying to have the 3 ladies, all 3 of them press secretaries. They see some show. They see some programming involved with that. Psaki, Perino, McEnany. Oh my goodness. No, I don't want that. I don't want that. Chris Wallace is a creep.
Yeah, he is a creep.
And let me tell you, if they hire Meghan McCain, which I think they're also... Meghan McCain's getting all kinds of offers. And Fox News is definitely looks like they're wooing her to me. I'm not going to watch anything with Meghan McCain on it either. I don't know what you all think about it. What would you... If Fox News hires Meghan McCain, that's like anti-programming. Who wants to see Meghan McCain and Jen Psaki?
She is her father's daughter. All right.
What does that mean? She was a POW in Vietnam. What does that mean?
Oh, and she's not. She's an anti-Trumper. She hates Trump. She's her father's daughter.
Yeah.
That type of thing. But I got a question for you. I watched your podcast on Saturday, I believe it was, about and you were talking about the missiles, the hypersonic missiles.
Oh well, that wasn't a podcast. I was staying at a hotel over the weekend with my daughter in Orlando, and they had this nice fire pit, and I did a fireside chat on YouTube. Is that the one with in front of the fire pit? I was talking about the hypersonic missiles, and I was thinking this last week and didn't say this until I saw the story that China launched a second hypersonic missile that we have no ability to defend from, and it's better than anything like that. I don't believe the missile exists. I think it's a lie. And I think it's a lie for 2 reasons. One, so that all the military donors can get an unlimited amount of cash to build a defense system for this hypersonic missile that I don't believe exists, and some other ones can get an unlimited amount of money to develop their own version of the thing that doesn't exist in China. If China, if they had 2 hypersonic missiles, we would have at least seen proof of the second one. The first one they may not show us because they want to make sure it works, and they wouldn't want to launch it and it not work. But certainly if they launched a second one, they would show it to us for propaganda purposes. I don't believe it exists. Like when we had the A-bombs, Truman invited the Japanese to witness the test detonation of it. To let them know that we actually had it, because they didn't believe, so, and even after we launched dropped the first bomb, we a couple days later we had to drop the second one just to prove it to them. No, I don't think the hypersonic missile story, I don't think it exists. I don't know, am I nuts?
I think what's going on here is a little bit slick, because what's going on here is the whole Reagan SDI thing. Remember, SDI didn't exist, but Reagan
The Star Wars Strategic Defense Initiative that Reagan was promoting did not exist, but he made the Russians believe it did. But I don't think it's China trying to sell this to us. I think it's our own corrupt leaders trying to sell us. I do not believe it exists. I believe it is fake. It's fake. Let me tell you, if they had something that was the ultimate weapon, they would be showing it like mad. Certainly the second one. Hey, Mike in Louisiana, I got to run. Let's take our first break of the week. 22 minutes after the hour. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. Our number 1-888-GO-KANE-1. We'll be right back.
Seniors, Medicare can be confusing and overwhelming. Call Debbie.
Steve Kane Show.
Will Advisors.
Hold on.
954-753-8080. 954-753-8080. Debbie can educate and guide you through the many different plans, choices, and cost considerations. I Will Advisors represents all major national insurance companies, not just a single carrier. Get the right coverage for you. Call Debbie at I Will Advisors. 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080.
Hi, this is George Corey of the Soul Authority. In this time of social distancing and sheltering in place, many people have been forced to neglect their feet. We at the Soul Authority are making it possible for you to still take care of your feet while remaining in your home, as we will send a doctor to your house for all of your podiatric needs. The best part of all is that Medicare pays for this visit. So, if you're a Medicare recipient, give the Soul Authority a call today at 954-597-7060. That's 954-597-7060. Don't let social distancing stop you from taking care of your feet. Call the Soul Authority today.
This is Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. Give me a call today to save up to 50% on your insulation and radiant barrier, and up to 35% on your electric bill. That's 954-939-1500. 954-939-1500.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for Dump.
All right, we are back. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. Now, Scott from Cut My Kilowatts, the reason that he's offering this incredible discount right now on the radiant barrier, which can save you lots of money on your electric bill, is because the weather's a little cooler. His crew can work in the attic longer and get the job done faster. So it saves him a lot on the labor cost. You get up in an attic, it's 135 degrees up there during the summer, maybe even hotter. I don't know. I've been up in mine during the summer for seconds, and my whole body, head to toe, was soaking wet like I jumped in a swimming pool. So his crew can get the job faster, they can stay up in the attic longer, and he's passing that savings on to you. No matter where you are in Florida, Scott from Cut My Kilowatts, give him a call, 954-939-1500. 954-939-1500. That's Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. Good morning, you're on the radio.
Yeah, you touched a nerve. I had to call.
Well, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Jake, up in Fort Lauderdale.
Jake in Fort Lauderdale. All right, Jake. What nerve did I touch?
You got me with the Meghan McCain thing. They teased her during when she had her little debacle over there at whatever it was, The View or whatever. The Fox had her on. Hey, after the break, stay tuned, and we're going to have Meghan McCain.
Oh, I can't wait.
It off. I clicked it off in light speed.
Well, does it look to you as if Fox News is wooing to hire Meghan McCain and Psaki?
Your strategy, you're perfect. There's no other reasonable explanation for it. You're a genius to look through the between the lines of these antics, because the Murdoch sons are running that and their wives are running them. And remember the We Won?
Well, the Murdoch sons are liberals, and the wives are hardcore liberal activists, and and they love fake MAGA, anti-MAGA, anti-Trumpers, and Republicans that hate. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, well, hey, on that note, I don't know where else we can go. You said I'm a genius. Where else can we go with this call? I think you've hit the high point.
Well, here, all I could add to the Fox programming, my input on that is that we got Judge Janine back through hardcore.
Yeah, she's awesome. Why don't we see Judge why don't we see Judge Jeanine as a regular on, I know they have her sometimes, but a regular on the 5 or on Outnumbered or something? It's because she's pro-Trump.
Yeah, but we lost half the battle. We'll win half the battles. We'll probably push back on, but we still lost Lou Dobbs, and
Lou Dobbs is done. I mean, I hope he someday when they blow these people out, they have non-compete contracts. They can't go to work for like another year or 2 years in some instances. So he'll eventually, hopefully, pop up on Newsmax, maybe, Lou Dobbs.
About the Fox Business, that bombshell. She's had podcasts and everything, and I don't know if she's on Rumble or...
Who are you talking about? Who?
The knockout on Fox Business.
Well, I don't know. That's subjective. I don't know who you're talking about. You got to give me more information.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I can't recall her name because she's been off my...
You talking about Trish Regan? Yeah, she's online. She does a podcast. She's on Newsmax a lot as like a pundit.
I look for it. She's a genius. She's really smart and.
And she got all this cosmetic work, and then they got rid of her right after she got all that cosmetic work.
It's hard to concentrate on what she's saying, but.
Oh, really?
We'll probably lose half the battles with Fox. You just have to put your faith and.
Well, I read an article today. You know, Fox News has this new weather channel coming, and I got a story on this. I'll read through it later. I don't have it pulled up now, but I read a story this morning that the Fox News weather channel, it's a new app that they're offering, I believe, for free, but then they're going to hook you in later on. You know what I mean? To pay for it, I'm sure. But that they are going that climate change is going to be a part of their programming because climate change is part of the weather, and they're doing this, so the Fox News is bringing us a new weather channel, but it's going to be a liberal weather channel.
Yeah, we got to be very careful about what we let into our cerebellums with Fox News. You're going to have to be very discerning on what you listen to. And for me, it's only Bongino and Hannity and Laura and
Tucker. You left out Tucker.
I've got to correct you. I'm a fault finder, and I found one thing that you said about Harris Faulkner, and you keep kind of saying, I think a couple times you said she's okay. She was the one about we're not going to go there with the fun.
Oh, Soros. I know. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
She went at she reprimanded Newt Gingrich on the air.
Correct. Newt Gingrich, yeah. We're not going to go there. Oh, it's verboten.
Yeah, I pulled up the story on the Fox News Weather Channel. Listen to this. Fox Weather Channel to embrace climate change. Fox Weather, the new 24-hour sister network of Fox News, is launching Monday. I guess that's today because this is a weekend article. And will strongly embrace climate change as part of its coverage, according to multiple press reports. The all-new Fox Weather Channel will become a competitor to the Weather Channel and AccuWeather. If you're asking about climate change is a part of our lives, says Sherry Berg, the Fox executive who heads up the Fox Weather Channel. It's how we live. It's not going to be ignored. We report the facts. So climate change is going to be part of the Fox News weather because they report the facts.
Yeah, we got to be careful.
I thought that was a theory.
Our kids are being indoctrinated. I don't have kids, thank God. I wouldn't be able to handle.
You don't have kids? Why not? Are you married?
No, never been married.
How old are you?
I don't. Let me say one more thing about that.
How old are you?
Let me just say one more thing about the Fox News.
No, but how old? No. This is more interesting. How old are you?
Yeah, I know. I'm 40.
You're 40. Really? What year were you born?
1951.
You sure? 1951, and you're 40?
I'm lying to you because you're going to turn it around.
So yeah, really? Yeah. Why do you think I asked you what year you were born? I knew you weren't 40. Yeah. Well, you'd have to be born. You have to be born in 81 for that. So why is a guy? Hold on. Why is a 70-year-old man never married and no kids? You're straight. So why were you never married and had no kids?
70 years old. I travel a lot. My work, I was always moving around, so.
Yeah, moving. But you're not moving. How long have you been out of the Army? Well, are you going to lie to me about that too?
Yeah, yep.
Okay, he's going to lie about everything. So on that note, if he's going to lie about everything, let's move on. Hey, if you're on hold, stand by. Don't go anywhere. We're going to take our break for the bottom of the hour and come right back, all right? 31 minutes after the hour, I'm Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1. We'll be right back.
Steve Kane radio listeners love Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca.
I went over to Champagne Automotive, and I got to say that this man is the most fair mechanic I have dealt with in my entire life. We took a car over there that was not being used yet. You know, it belonged to my 90-year-old dad. Everybody I had taken it to before was charging an astronomical amount of money. But when we took it over there, Eddie took a look at it, and I got to say that this man fixed the car. It's running like a charm. Anybody that needs a mechanic, I strongly recommend Eddie, and he is just the best thing that's happened to this family as far as car maintenance goes. It's fixed. Bottom line, it's fixed, and the price was right.
Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca will never do a repair on your car that your car doesn't need. And their prices are low. Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca. Give them a call. 561-245-8101. 561-245-8101.
Attention seniors, have you protected you and your family from financial ruin? You are invited to attend Attorney Barry Siegel's free Medicaid planning workshop. Make sure you and your family are properly protected from financial ruin. Learn how planning ahead can protect you from running out of money before you run out of life. Learn how to avoid being forced to spend down your assets. Learn how to avoid nursing home seizure of your assets. Learn how Medicaid can pay for your nursing home and home care expenses, and much more. This free workshop with Attorney Barry Siegel is Tuesday, October 26th at 2 p.m. at the South County Civic Center in Delray. Seating is limited, so reserve your seat for this free estate planning workshop. Call 1-855-FLA-ESTATE. That's 855-352-3782. 855-352-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WW.
Alrighty, we're back 34 minutes after the hour. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977. All right, let's go back to our phones. Good morning. You're on the radio.
Hi, good morning. How you doing?
All right, what's your name?
Ralph.
Hey, Ralph. What's up?
I think the concept of Psaki going to Fox that you're saying, I think it's a good concept, but it wouldn't fly for 2 weeks. It'd be canceled in 2 weeks.
Why do you say that? Why do you say that? They have Donna Brazile over there for a long time. And she was over there for years, and she gave the debate questions in advance of the debate to Hillary Clinton. So I don't know why you think Jen Psaki over there wouldn't last more than 5.
I'll tell you. Okay, the fact is that because she's under the Biden administration, people are not going to listen to her try to spin things.
Really? What about that? They've got a couple of liberal girls over there that are on. They got that one skinny girl that's on the 5, and then they got that other girl who was the State Department spokesperson for Kerry on Outnumbered. No, and they got Chris Wallace.
But yeah, I'm talking about the 5 itself. Like you're telling me, all press secretaries on this one program. 2 would be Republicans. 1 would be a Democrat.
No, excuse me. If they put together a show on Fox News with McEnany, let me ask you this question now. Listen to what I'm going to say. Fox News puts together a new show with the 3 press secretaries: McEnany, Perino, and Jen Psaki. Out of those 3, how many like Trump and support Trump and will vote for Trump? Out of those 3, Perino, McEnany, Psaki. Out of those 3, how many of them will vote for Trump in 2024?
Just by logic, 2 out of the 3.
2 out of the 3. Who are the 2?
McEnany, she would vote for Trump in 24.
Okay, that I agree. Perino? Why? Who was Perino press spokesperson for?
Bush.
Yeah, who did Bush tell us he voted for?
You got me in that.
Joe Biden and Hillary Clinton. She's a never Trumper, Dana Perino. No, Dana Perino might be jealous of Jen Psaki coming over there, because then now she's like really old because they got McEnany and her, and she's so far back, who the hell remembers? But no. Dana Perino's not a Trump person. She's not going to vote for Trump, and I would wager that she never has voted for Trump, Dana Perino.
So do you think that Perino would vote for a Democrat?
Oh yeah, over Trump, absolutely, in a heartbeat. Just like her boss did, George W. Bush.
She's putting on false securities because.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Not false securities, a false image. She's a never Trumper.
I'll be honest with you. I just learned something. I would never have thought of that.
Yeah.
And I would, because I watch her all the time, and I get no impression that she's a never Trumper.
She's a sleeper agent.
Okay, that's something new to learn.
But Bush is a never Trumper. Bush is a never Trumper, and Bush and his crony. She's one of the Bush cronies, and that's the way it is. The Bush cronies don't vote for Trump. They vote for Democrats over Trump every time.
All right, I learned something new, but I'm not sure that Psaki. I mean, she does a lot of spins with the Biden. And, people are frustrated at that.
Well, Chris Wallace said she's one of the best press secretaries ever. They've got two other press secretaries at Fox right now, Perino and McEnany. Is Chris Wallace telling us that Psaki is better than McEnany and Perino, who are already at Fox?
No.
Yeah, he said she's one of the best, and there's already two over there. That, if she's one of the best, what are they? I've never heard him say that about McEnany or Perino.
But he's famous because of his father, like you said. He's not famous because it's great.
No, but he's running a whole faction over there. He said Jen Psaki is one of the best press secretaries ever. I've never heard him say that about Perino or McEnany.
Well, this shows that his credibility is not very good.
He's got a lot of pull over there at Fox News Channel. They don't even question him when he says something like that. They just suck up to him.
And this is the reason why people don't follow politics, because of that.
No, because of Chris Wallace? No. We follow politics and the news, and we know what's going on. Hey, listen, man. Appreciate the call. Thanks so much. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name?
Good morning. How you doing?
Good. What's on your mind?
Yeah, this is Maria from Florida, and I was just listening to your show. It's been a couple of days now.
Well, we're off on the weekends. Yeah.
Okay, let me go to the question. The question is here. First of all, I want to say how you doing this morning. How's everything? How's your family?
Everyone is doing well. Thank you for asking.
Okay. I want to get straight to the question. First, Chris Wallace, he's an ass, he's stupid, and he doesn't...
Yes.
He said the same things over and over, but he's a never Trumper. And Fox News really is running their stuff into the ground. I'm going to be honest. I never saw any day that anybody would praise Jen Psaki.
Yeah, and when he did it, nobody even said, well, can you give an example of something she's done that makes you say she is one of the greatest press secretaries ever, greater than Perino that's on our staff, greater than than McEnany, who hosts Outnumbered?
Exactly. She's not even close. She gets on there, she lies.
She's about ready to crack under the pressure. You see her on television, her jowls are like growing you can almost watch her jowls grow.
Yeah. It's terrible. It's horrible for Fox News to even
See, Fox News is very deceitful. They've got some good people over there. Okay, there are some good people that I respect a lot. Tucker, Hannity, Laura, and there are some others. But Chris Wallace has a lot of pull over there in the news division. Although he really should be moved to the opinion part of the thing. He's not news. He's all I hear from him are his opinions. But I don't hear news from this guy, just opinions about things he's doing what we're doing, giving our opinions. That sounds like he's not in the right division over there. But, you know, what they do is they sprinkle in things to try to trap you. Like they bring cops back on on Fox. Oh, they got cops. That means they're they're us. No, they're not. That's a trick. That's a trap. That's bait, to bait you in. Yeah.
The thing it is now, this guy in the White House, I don't even want to call him out.
Biden? Yeah, he's checked out. Yeah. He's checked out.
He's bullying people. He's bullying the business people to do his bidding. And do anybody really know the mandate?
That's true. Hey, listen, I got to run, but thanks for the call. When I was at Halloween Horror Nights with my daughter, if you go on my Twitter, Brian Craig Show on Twitter, I posted this video of what I'm about to describe to you on Twitter. So we're at Halloween Horror Nights, which if you've never been to Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios Orlando, go next year. This is the last weekend of it. These haunted houses are like you walk into a movie or a television show. It is so amazing. It's like, I know it sounds, people don't realize. I thought the first time I went, oh man. But anyway, we were in line for one of the haunted houses, and it was like, I don't know, hundreds and hundreds of people in line. And then just randomly, the people in line, a Let's Go Brandon chat just spontaneously happened. I couldn't believe. I've never experienced that before in person. And it was pretty amazing. And I had my iPhone, and I recorded it and put it up on the Twitter. So if you go to my Twitter, I put that up yesterday. It happened Saturday night at Halloween Horror Nights at Universal Studios, and it was pretty cool to see. And you can see the video of that. All right, let's take our last break of the first hour. My name is Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. Our number is toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1, 888-465-2631. Speaking of Steve Kane, Steve called me this morning, and he's telling me he may have the COVID. He thinks he might have COVID, and he's got some symptoms going on. So what Steve's going to do today, right after the show, he's going to head over to Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs, where they have same-day PCR testing available. So Steve's going to go to Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs. By the way, they also offer that testing at Any Lab Test Now in Boca. But he's going to go over to Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs today and get the same-day PCR testing over there so he knows. Hopefully it's negative. But it's always better to get tested and know. I've been tested so many times, as has my family, because it's better to know yes or no, positive, negative, and don't wonder and worry about it. So Steve will be heading over there to Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs, same-day PCR testing. Now, Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs is in Coral Springs on the southeast corner of University Drive in Ramblewood, over by the Coral Square Mall. They're open Monday through Saturday. And Any Lab Test Now of Boca is in the Sandalwood Plaza, where the Western Beef is, south of Palmetto Park Road, north of Hillsborough, on the east side of 441 State Road 7. Steve will be later today at Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs for that same-day PCR testing. So if you're over there, maybe you'll see him. But don't get too close until he gets his test result, and hopefully it's negative. All right, we'll be right back with your calls at 1-888-GO-KANE-1, 888-465-2631, right after this.
Open enrollment is here. This is the one time of year you can make changes to your
Steve Kane Show.
plan. Call Debbie at I Will Advisors, 954-753-8080, 954-753-8080, and have her review your Medicare plan, 954-753-8080.
Hi, my name is Tom Laporta, the owner of Laporta Contracting, Roofing, and Restoration. We have been in the roofing and construction industry since 1982. We are state of Florida certified.
Jacqueline, $50 super sticker. Thank you so much, Jacqueline. Everyone, please thank Jacqueline for that $50 super sticker. Thank you so much. Awesome. Everyone, thank Jacqueline.
Or if your roof is older than 15 years, you will want to call us to come out and evaluate your roof. Our services run from minor repairs to complete new roof systems. We install every kind of roof, from regular asphalt shingles, clay or concrete tiles, standing metal seam, wood shakes, and slate tile systems. Call us at 954-604-4602 for a free home inspection and estimate. Again, that number is 954-604-4602.
Oops, here we are. Wait, we hit the wrong button. All right. Good morning, you're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. David from Tamarack.
Hey, David in Tamarack. How you doing?
Doing great, thank you very much. I'd love to talk a little bit about Bidengate. The $500,000 fence around Joe Biden's Delaware home. Have you heard about this news?
Now, that would mean he's a racist. Walls and fences are racist.
Agree. He got the United States government to pay $455.
Was this when he was vice president? Was that when he was vice president?
No, this is right now.
Oh, right now? Well, he's, I don't see why that's now that's ridiculous. I mean, come on, let's be serious. I mean,
$5,000, and his house is not that big.
Well, think about what that did for the property value.
Exactly. So he says basically no fence to block the whole southern wall, but $455,000 to build a fence, a security fence around his own.
Yeah.
In Delaware that detects.
And that, they could have done it a lot cheaper. Just fly all those unused wall materials at the southern border, just fly them to Delaware. Yeah, they already had the whole wall built. They could have put the Great Wall of Trump around there. Yeah.
150.
I heard 4 times. I heard 4 times. I've heard that 5 times, yes. Is that it?
Well, the other thing is, I'm still confused as to how Alec Baldwin shot that woman. I understood from the weekend news that there was a real bullet in the gun. Have you heard that?
Well, what they're saying is what I suspect. I suspected that on Friday, but I didn't want to. It was breaking news, so because he hit 2 people with it. So they're saying that the cast and crew or people on the movie set were doing target practice when they in off hours. And they should not even be a bullet. Let me tell you this, okay? If I were an actor and I was going to use a prop gun, there's no way somebody would just hand me a gun and say fire it and say, oh, this is a prop gun or any kind of gun. I would be a part of every aspect of making sure that prop gun was safe. You know what I mean? I'd be part of the whole process of loading it. But actors are trained monkeys. I didn't realize this. And you remember Demi Moore? The last movie she did as a movie star was that G.I. Jane, the first female Navy SEAL. And there's a scene in that movie when she finally becomes, she's going to do it, and she shaves her head in the movie. You know what I'm talking about? I saw a behind the scenes of that on Entertainment Tonight. And as she was shaving her head, the director was telling her everything. Put the razor on the left side, move it slowly, tilt your head, and everything else. Actors are monkeys. They are trained monkeys, and they don't do anything on their own. They only do and say what they are told. And you would have to be a complete moron. And I'll tell you this about Alec Baldwin. He went to the memorial for the woman he killed. He killed her on Thursday, and over the weekend he's at her memorial, which is sick. It's like when O.J. went to the funeral and Robert Blake went to the funeral of their wives they killed. And then the father, the husband of the woman that Alec Baldwin killed is there with her son, and they're palling around hugging Alec Baldwin. It looked like the husband was consoling him. What the hell's going on here? And I don't want to hear any crap about the woman that was in charge of that. They're trying to lay everything on this girl who was in charge of the props. You know, Alec Baldwin's the one that picked up a gun and fired it.
Well, he's a big star. Nothing's going to happen to him.
You know, listen, everyone's talking about Brandon Lee and stuff, but remember the Twilight Zone deaths with Vic Morrow was filming the Twilight Zone and movie, and this was like what, 81, 82, 83, I don't know. I was a kid. And he had two kids, one under each shoulder, in a helicopter scene. It was a Vietnamese scene, and the helicopter came down and cut off Vic Morrow's head, beheaded him, and killed the two children as well. John Landis, he was the director, he may have even been a producer, was put on trial for that. And it was a very high-profile trial at the Twilight Zone deaths of Vic Morrow. Now, he skated free, but Alec Baldwin, this is a bit out of Hollywood. This happened, was it Arizona where Alec Baldwin killed the woman last week? Was it Arizona? You know, it depends on the local, New Mexico. It depends on the local prosecutor. I was reading an article out of New Mexico over the weekend, and he's a producer of that film. And they said just based on the fact that he's a producer shows responsibility, and they're talking about manslaughter here. You know, they're talking about manslaughter charges against him or negligent homicide. You know, so you know, he's not really a movie star anymore, Alec Baldwin.
He used to be a movie star when he was married to Kim Basinger. Now he's just Alec Baldwin.
Yeah, he was hosting the Match Game last time I heard from him. I was shocked that he was in a movie. You know, and he's a producer. The only way he can get in a movie is if he produces it himself. No one wants to hire him. But, you know, there's no way in hell someone would hand me a gun and say, oh, this is a prop gun, fire it at people. No way in hell. You know, so I don't know how responsible the girl is. There shouldn't be bullets, live rounds around a movie set. But no, I would say negligent homicide, manslaughter is a true possibility. And for him to be going to the memorial, I would have thrown his ass out. I mean, what would you have let that guy in your? What?
He's a liberal. He's a liberal from Los Angeles, liberal Democrat. They don't do anything to those guys. He'll walk scot-free. Nothing will happen from this point.
Really? Don't be so sure about that. It depends on the local prosecutors in New Mexico, and this is in California. And you know, the thing with the husband, I don't know what how that sick thing happened, but you know, celebrity, there's the power of the celebrity. You know, people get overwhelmed in awe of celebrities. But I thought going to that funeral or going to that memorial was as sick as when O.J. went to Nicole Brown's funeral and Robert Blake went to his wife's funeral. Sick, twisted. If he, in my opinion, if Alec Baldwin did nothing wrong and this was completely accidental and he didn't have any responsibility, out of decency, he would not go to that memorial to pose for photographs for the press. Only a guilty guy would do what Alec Baldwin did this weekend, in my opinion.
Maybe he feels guilty.
It looks like, to me, what I see Alec Baldwin is like Ted Kennedy after Chappaquiddick. All about himself, trying to save himself. Doesn't care. He doesn't care about that husband and that kid. He cares about himself and his fake Latina wife. You know? All right, take care, man. Appreciate the call. After and your thoughts on that certainly are welcome. Now, after the top of the hour, Fox News has done something that is worse than Chris Wallace praising the greatness of Jen Psaki. And I'm going to share that with you after the top of the hour break. So don't miss that. It's twisted. It's twisted what Fox News did. Now, I got to tell you, if you watched me on my Fireside Chat live stream on YouTube Saturday morning, it was really nice. I got up in the morning and went to the hotel lobby to get coffee first thing in the morning. My daughter, of course, 22, she's sleeping away, and I'm up, and I knew the lobby, I could get coffee at 6 a.m., so I'm right there, and I come out, they had this fire pit outside, and I was like, wow, that is so cool, and I sat there and did a live stream in front of the fire pit, my fireside chat, and I was telling people about this on Friday. I woke up Saturday morning, because I stayed in the hotel Friday night. I woke up Saturday morning with the worst back pain that I have had in years. My lower right part of my back and my neck was crimped up and my back was hurting, but my lower right side of my back was just hurting like a son of a gun. It was rough, and it made my whole Saturday and Saturday night with my daughter made it rough because I was in so much pain. And then I wake up on Sunday morning in the hotel, and when I got out of bed, I was like a hunchback, and I had to really fight to stand up straight in pain. And my neck, but the back, and the drive back, I drove back yesterday afternoon with my daughter. We were in the car for 3 hours. It was raining, a lot of traffic. That was one of the most difficult drives I've had because I was in so much pain. Now today, I'm pain-free. I'm completely pain-free. Why do you think I had pain? Massive, I mean really rough pain. I'm taking Excedrin, I'm taking everything, Motrin, nothing more. Why do you think I had such massive back and neck pain over the weekend? And why do you think I don't have it today? It's the MyPillow mattress topper. I was sleeping without my MyPillow mattress topper, without my MyPillow. And by the way, this hotel, nice hotel too. The sheets, it was like, the way I described it on YouTube over the weekend, the sheets, because I'm used to the 100% Giza cotton dream sheets, the sheets felt like those brown paper napkins paper towels I used to get in the boys' room when I was in school, those industrial things. Oh my goodness, it was a nice hotel, and there's a regular old mattress, regular old pillows, and a nice hotel, regular sheets, cannot even come close. And listen to this is amazing. I was in so much pain. Last night, I'm sitting in the living room with my wife, and it's about 6:30, 7 o'clock. I said, I am in so much pain, I'm gonna go lay down. I laid down and I started watching House on Haunted Hill, which is incredible. I've never seen this show before. But they had one of the haunted houses was based on that. And about 7 o'clock, I get in bed. I'm watching House on Haunted Hill on Netflix. My wife comes in at 8 o'clock and she says, how's your back? I said, the pain's gone. Just laying for an hour on the MyPillow mattress topper. The pain's gone. And I woke up this morning, there's no back pain, no neck pain. It's amazing. It's amazing. That's the MyPillow mattress topper. Now listen, if you don't have one, get one. If you already do, you know how great it is. I knew how great the mattress topper was, but I didn't realize it was this great. I know my wife was telling me it got rid of her back pain, but there's something about experiencing it for yourself. Now listen, go to MyPillow.com, support the great Mike Lindell, support the longest running radio show in Florida. The MyPillow mattress topper, which makes a great gift for yourself and a perfect Christmas gift, with the promo code KANE at checkout, KANE, 30% off the 3-inch mattress topper. This is the one I have, the 3-inch mattress topper. This is the thickest mattress topper that Mike Lindell manufactures. 30% off the 3-inch MyPillow mattress topper when you use the promo code KANE at checkout, KANE, and you get 2 free standard MyPillows. That's the regular size pillows, so that's amazing. So go to MyPillow.com, take advantage of that. Promo code KANE, K-A-N-E. If you have back problems, I'm telling you, this is what happened with me. This is my experience, and I've heard this from others, including my own wife. You can also order by phone, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code KANE, K-A-N-E. All right, hour number 2 begins now.
We've got you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network, WWNN, Pompano Beach.
Hi, Brian Craig here. I'm in studio with my wife, Kathy, and she's here to tell you about her experience with the My Pillow mattress topper.
Well, as you know, Brian, I was waking up in pain almost every morning for years and years, and we had bought a new mattress not that long ago, but it still was not doing the trick. So I said to you, let's get the My Pillow mattress topper, and let's see if it helps or makes any kind of a difference. And I have to tell you, after sleeping on it just one night, I woke up no pain. I felt incredible. It made a huge, huge difference for me. And the pain has not returned.
Wow, that's absolutely amazing. Now go to MyPillow.com and order your My Pillow mattress topper and do what Kathy and I did. Use the promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. And this is an incredible deal because with the promo code KANE, you will save 30% off the My Pillow mattress topper and get 2 free My Pillows. But you've got to use the promo code KANE at checkout, K-A-N-E. It comes in every size too, from twin all the way up to California King. That's promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, at MyPillow.com.
If you
Be right back,
suffer with
guys.
diabetes, did you know there's a 25% chance that you will develop a foot ulcer at some point in your life? And foot ulcers, when you have diabetes, can lead to severe health consequences up to and including amputation. Now, Medicare recognizes the importance of preventative foot care and has provided coverage for those of you who are at-risk patients. I want to introduce you to my good friends at the Soul Authority. At the Soul Authority, at little or no cost, you can receive your very own pair of therapeutic shoes made specially for diabetics. You are probably not aware, but as a diabetic Medicare recipient, you are entitled to 1 pair of high-quality diabetic shoes with 3 custom inserts per year. These are not the ugly Frankenstein shoes. These are name brand shoes. They're stylish. They'll provide
Steve
you
Kane Show.
with an extra depth to
Hi.
stop diabetic foot problems before they begin. Oftentimes, amputation due to diabetes is preventable, and one of the preventable measures that is most effective is wearing the proper shoes. Call the Soul Authority at 954-597-7060 or online at thesoulauthority.com. That's THESOLE authority.com. Tell them Steve Kane sent you.
Seniors, open enrollment is here. This is the one time of year you can make changes to your Medicare plan. Call Debbie at I Will Advisors. 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080. And have her review your Medicare plan. 954-753-8080.
Attention seniors, have you protected you and your family from financial ruin? You are invited to attend Attorney Barry Siegel's free Medicaid planning workshop. Make sure you and your family are properly protected from financial ruin. Learn how planning ahead can protect you from running out of money before you run out of life. Learn how to avoid being forced to spend down your assets. Learn how to avoid nursing homes seizing your assets.
Oh, somebody asked me this shirt. This shirt is from the cruise line that we take our cruises on, Celebrity Cruises. They gave me this shirt on our last cruise.
At the South County Civic Center in Delray, seating is limited, so reserve your seat for this free estate planning workshop. Call 1-855-FLA-ESTATE. That's 855-352-3782. 855-352-3782.
All right, here we go.
You are listening to South Florida's longest radio show, The Steve Kane Show. To call the show, dial 1-888-COCAINE 1. That's 1-888-COCAINE 1. And now, here.
Yes. Hour number 2 has begun. 5 minutes after 7 o'clock in the morning. My name is Brian Craig. This is the Steve Kane Radio Show. We are on COVID watch for Steve Kane. Steve has some symptoms. He thinks he may have the COVID. Later this morning, he's going to head over to any lab test now of Coral Springs. They have the same-day PCR testing, so he can find that out. And hopefully that's a negative result, Steve. Yeah, I know. It's terrible. And this is the world we live in. All right, now welcome back. It's Monday morning. And so in the first hour, I was talking about Fox News. Chris Wallace said that Jen Psaki is one of the greatest, the best White House press secretaries ever. They've got two on their staff, Perino and McEnany, but he thinks Psaki's better. And I'm telling you, Fox News is setting the stage. Chris Wallace, at least, he's opening up the door to hiring Psaki because the rumors are she's leaving the White House. Then I saw this story on Mediaite, which is liberal. Mediaite's very liberal. But I saw this story on Mediaite about President Trump. Let me read this to you. Trump blasts Fox News for supposedly airing untruthful anti-Trump commercials. Donald Trump blasted Fox News on Sunday, claiming the network continually allows horrible and untruthful anti-Trump commercials to be run. What good is it if this is President Trump speaking in his statement? What good is it if Fox News speaks well of me when they continually allow horrible and untruthful anti-Trump commercials to be run? Trump said in a statement. In the good old days, that would never have happened. And today, it happens all the time. Okay, I have the commercial that President Trump is talking about. This commercial is what I would expect to see on CNN, MSNBC, HuffPost. I'm going to play for you this commercial that is, it's bad. It's a bad one. This is what Fox News has chosen to run. Now keep in mind, Fox News won't run the commercials for Frank Speech, Mike Lindell's incredible platform, but they're running this. Let me play this for you. This is the commercial that President Trump sent the statement off. This is running on the Fox News channel. Listen to this.
Donald, why are you so scared to go to Virginia? Is it because you know Glenn Youngkin wants nothing to do with you? Or is it because your loser stench rubs off on everyone you touch? President Obama is showing up, President Biden is showing up, and Dr. Biden is showing up, Stacey Abrams is showing up. If you weren't too weak or scared or washed up, you would get to Virginia fast. But you won't. Instead, you're just phoning it in like a coward. Midas Touch is responsible for the content of this advertisement.
Wow, that's running on the Fox News channel. That's running on the Fox News channel. They don't have to run that spot. They don't have to promote Frank Speech, right? Frank Speech, huh? They won't promote Frank Speech. But they're running that. What are your thoughts on that? Fox News channel running that commercial. That's paid. That's a paid advertisement on Fox News. 1-888-465-2631. 888-GO-KANE-1. That's 888-KANE and the number 1. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. Fox News is number 1 because of you and me and those like us. They're not number 1 because of these never-Trumpers over there. Good morning. You're on the radio. Good morning. Hey, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Robert, Fort Lauderdale.
Hey, Robert.
Hey, I just wanted to remind you that Chris Wallace also said the greatest he'd ever heard, better than John F. Kennedy's.
That's amazing. Greater than... So Chris Wallace believes that Joe Biden's inauguration is the greatest... That's amazing. That's amazing, yeah.
Recently again.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh.
Did he get a thrill down his leg?
And you can pull it up on YouTube.
No, I'll take your good... Yeah, I remember that. Now that you've reminded me, I remember that. See, this is different. This thing with Psaki, to me, I believe that the rumors are that Psaki's going to be stepping down as press secretary. And that usually means make money on TV as a pundit, and they're all going to want her. And I'm not saying she's going to Fox, but I'm telling you, Chris Wallace is wooing her to come to Fox. They already have 2 press secretaries, McEnany and Perino. And he wants her over there. Then they got the trifecta, 3 ladies, all press secretaries. 2 of them hate Trump.
financially, it would be a big mistake for her, because if she did that, then she'd be tainted by the Democrats forever.
Not at all. No, the Democrats wouldn't care because she'd be over there spreading the propaganda. No. They'd praise her for that. They don't care. Democrats don't hold their own accountable for anything. And then Fox News. Did you hear that commercial that I just played that Fox News is running? Yeah, it's pornography. This is like putting pornography on Fox News.
CNN would never promote Trump, and Fox News is becoming a cancer for the Republicans. It is unbelievable. And don't forget, they had Shepard Smith on there, Wayne Williams, Arthur on the weekend. So there's so many Democrats that are in Fox News. It is just... Yeah,
and now Eric Swalwell, okay, released a... they're trying to get rid of Tucker. And Tucker Carlson has the highest ratings in the history of cable news, higher than even that of Larry King, who had no competition. I mean, it's amazing. And they're trying to get rid of Tucker Carlson pretty big. And Eric Swalwell, you may remember him. He's the congressman that had a Tucker Carlson viewer that threatens him. And I can't play it on the radio because of the content. It's all profanity. And there's also the threats in there. He released it, and he tweeted the call. Eric Swalwell. He says, "Listen to this. It's the Tucker Carlson effect. Tucker attacks me. His fans respond with threats to kill my family, and Tucker knows exactly what he is doing." And I cannot play the call because of the language and the threats. It would just be a beep. I could just play a beep, beep, and I could tell you that was the call. It's that bad. The caller is not MAGA, and he's not a Tucker fan. He's fake. And I tweeted this. You guys can go to my Twitter and listen to it. The fake Tucker Carlson caller that threatened Swalwell, he slipped. He slipped. You know McCabe, got his pension back? Okay, in this call that threatened Swalwell with all the racist profanity that's in it, the caller says, Andy McCabe got his pension back. Andy? MAGA doesn't call McCabe Andy. MAGA calls McCabe McCabe. And this guy referred to him as Andy McCabe. He's a Democrat. He's a Democrat. This guy that left this message for Eric Swalwell is not a Tucker fan. He is not MAGA. But they're going to use this to try to get rid of Tucker because he's doing such great work over there.
5 million viewers. He's not going anywhere.
Don't be so sure. Where's Bill O'Reilly? He was number one.
Well, that was sexual harassment.
Was it? I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I know there was an accusation made by a woman, and I know this is worse. This is a threat against a congressman. But when the guy, I wish I could play you the call, but I cannot. I'm not allowed to by the rules of the country here. You know what I mean? Because of the language. Yeah, I'm not trying to plug my Twitter. I honestly cannot play this. But in the middle of it, listen, he refers to McCabe as Andy McCabe. MAGA, Tucker fans do not call McCabe Andy. Give me a break. Screwed up that one.
Well, as long as it wasn't Tucker calling, then it has nothing to do with Tucker.
Oh, they say it does. What they're saying is he's inciting violence. And inciting violence means you are violating your rights and responsibilities as a public spokesperson. The reason I can't play the call is the same reason that they're blaming Tucker. You cannot, Then
they should go after Don Lemon for.
No, that's okay. No, you can do anything you want. No, that's different. The liberals, they have no accountability. But you guys go and listen to that call that Swalwell is playing and threat, and you hear the guy call McCabe Andy McCabe. Give me a break. What is he? His buddy? Hey, thanks for the call. Good morning. You're on the radio.
Good morning, Conservative Doug.
Yes, Doug.
Okay, first of all, if anybody said it other than Swalwell, maybe it has some credibility. But that guy, everybody I think knows, he's not even a lot to play. He's nuts. he comes up with the craziest stories and keeps after them, Russia, and this guy is not to be listened to. I don't think how anybody's going to put 2 cents credit to that. Anyhow, but didn't I hear President Trump say one time in one of his meetings that we already have this missile as well, so maybe China robbed us, or they're just lying about it, right? Hypersonic missile already?
I don't know. I don't know. That doesn't sound familiar to me. But I'm not talking. What I'm talking about, though, I don't believe China has a hypersonic missile. I believe it's a lie. I believe they're lying, and the only thing I've seen is some rocket launch. That, for all I know, that could be a satellite, and our corrupt leadership want it to be true, and the Chinese want people to have the perception that it's true. Now, I don't believe it's true. I do not believe the Chinese have a hypersonic missile. I believe it is a lie.
Yeah, it's a way to spend our money for sure.
I mean, if they had a missile like that, the first one they may not show, okay, in case it malfunctions. But they launched a second one, they're saying now. You don't think they'd show the world the second one to show Chinese dominance? Come on.
Yeah, for sure. That's got to be what it is. But it's just like a political nonsense to try to rob us of more money to make an anti-hypersonic missile system. But this is what they're going to do, I guess. We can't stop them. They just do what they want to do, steal our money.
Yeah. That's right. Hey, take care. Thanks for the call. Before we break, I just want to say okay, there's a lot of this is interesting. I was talking earlier. I was listening in the car over the weekend. I was listening to National Public Radio. I was out in the middle of nowhere on the turnpike. The only station I could get was NPR, and NPR was having a meltdown over this monitoring the transactions and personal bank accounts. And then this little light bulb went up over my head, and I want to throw this out to you. I think they're running a play here, the Democrats. I don't think they have any intention on passing this monitoring the transactions in the bank. They're making a big deal about it, and everyone's griping about it. I think it's fake, okay? I think that they're pushing this banking monitoring to get the bill passed, so they can make a concession by taking it out of the bill. And it'll seem like such a huge concession that they'll get most of their other crap passed. I don't think they have any intent. There's no one more financially corrupt than the Democrats, right? So there's no way they want that. It's a fake thing so they can take it out, something they don't want anyway. It's a concession tactic. It's kind of, they learned a little bit from Trump. Remember, Trump asked for 3 times as much money for the wall as he wanted, and then Pelosi, we got you. You're only going to get your $1.5 billion or whatever the number was, and that's all he ever needed. That's more than he needed or wanted. No, I think it's all fake. All right, your thoughts are certainly welcome on all of these topics that I brought up today. It's 19 minutes after the hour. Our number toll free 1-888-GO-CANE-1 888-465-2631. We'll be right back after this. Don't go anywhere.
Medicare can be confusing and overwhelming. Call Debbie at I Will Advisors. 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080. Debbie can educate and guide you through the many different plans, choices, and cost considerations. I Will Advisors represents all major national insurance companies, not just a single carrier. Get the right coverage for you. Call Debbie at I Will Advisors. 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080.
Hi, my name is Tom Laporta, the owner of Laporta Contracting, Roofing, and Restoration. We have been in the roofing and construction industry since 1982. We are state of Florida certified roofing and general contractors focusing on residential and commercial roofing, impact windows, and building restoration. The 2021 hurricane season is upon us. If you have noticed any water stains on your ceiling, or if your roof is older than 15 years, you will want to call us to come out and evaluate your roof. Our services run from minor repairs to complete new roof systems. We install every kind of roof, from regular asphalt shingles, clay or concrete tiles, standing metal seam, wood shakes, and slate tile systems. Call us at 954-604-4602 for a free home inspection and estimate. Again, that number is 954-604-4602.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WWNN.
All right, welcome back. By the way, no matter where you are in the state of Florida, give Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting a call. He works throughout the state, from the Panhandle down the Key West. This number, of course, rings directly to his cell phone, 954-604-4602. 954-604-4602. During the break, I put my MAGA cap on. I wore my MAGA cap to work today. It's raining. That's why I got to call Tom Laporta for the roof inspection. I put a hat on my head. Of course, I got my MAGA. I got a brand new Trump hat yesterday, Florida for Trump, and it's a beautiful hat. But since it's raining, I didn't want to get the new hat wet, so I've got my regular MAGA hat. And I tell you, when I put this hat on, my Make America Great Again hat, I feel wiser. It's like I've got some more knowledge flowing through my brain just because I'm wearing my Make America Great Again hat. All right, let's get back into it because there's just so much going on. 1-888-GO-CANE-1. It's a toll-free call from anywhere. 1-888-465-2631. All right, so Nancy Pelosi, Madam Speaker. I like calling her Madam Speaker because when I hear Madam, I think of a brothel, a woman running a brothel. And I think that's accurate. The Democrat-controlled House of Representatives is much like a brothel, maybe worse, and she's the madam. She's the House Madam, in fact. Literally, that's her title. She's the House Madam. She's having some fantasies, though. She's having some fantasies of Trump and Bannon locked up. Yeah, this is Speaker Pelosi over the weekend. Listen.
Do you think people who refuse to comply with congressional subpoenas should be prosecuted by the Justice Department and at the end of the day go to jail?
Yes.
You do?
I do. Well, first of all, people say, well, this hasn't happened before. We haven't had an insurrection incited by the President of the United States and one of his...
Oh, this is interesting. And here's Tapper with these softball questions. You going to ask her what her favorite color is, too? Insurrection. President Trump's running... And of course, Jake Tapper doesn't tell her, well, wait a minute, Madam Speaker. Hundreds and hundreds, almost 600 arrested, not one charged with insurrection. Many convictions, no one convicted of insurrection. How can you have an insurrection without insurrectionist? But he has a narrative, right? A Trump-hating narrative. So back to this Tapper with Pelosi.
Do you think people who refuse to comply with congressional subpoenas should be prosecuted by the Justice Department and at the end of the day go to jail?
Yes.
You do?
I do. Well, first of all, people say, well, this hasn't happened before. We haven't had an insurrection incited by the President of the United States and one of his toadies having advanced knowledge of that happening.
Wow, this is interesting. I'm starting to think that the committee has come to a conclusion before witnesses. Pelosi just said that Bannon, she calls him a toady, because they're talking about Bannon and what happened with Bannon last week. Nancy Pelosi said Bannon had prior knowledge to the Capitol breach. Well, that's news to me. I thought there was a House hearing, the January 6th committee that was investigating the event. Is she telling us they already have a conclusion before they've spoken to the witnesses? How could that be? I'm starting to think this is a kangaroo court they got going on.
Do you think people who refuse to comply with congressional subpoenas should be prosecuted by the Justice Department and at the end of the day go to jail?
Yes.
You do?
I do. Well, first of all, people say, well, this hasn't happened before. We haven't had an insurrection incited by the President of the United States and one of his toadies having advanced knowledge of that happening. So, in fact, it's important for a number of reasons. It's important for us to find the truth about what happened on January 6th.
Well, it sounds like in her mind she already has the truth. President Trump inspired it and his toady Bannon had prior knowledge of it. Sounds like she's pretty well informed to me.
On our Constitution, our Congress, and our Capitol. But it's also important to, in terms of the separation of power and the checks and balances of the Constitution, which is the genius of the Constitution.
Absolutely.
For this to happen in this way.
So you're willing, if the committee decides to subpoena Trump, you're willing to have that happen too?
I'm not. They have everything on the table. I don't get involved in the decisions of the committee. But when you say he should do this and go to jail, well, he'll be tried and see what his court hearing.
Wow, so Bannon's going to be tried. This is interesting because my understanding is she's talking about she said separation of powers. That's right. There's separation of powers, but it sounds like to me she's getting involved. It sounds to me as if she's injecting herself in a Justice Department matter, which is the executive branch. And she may be influencing such things. She said he's going to be tried. She said Steve Bannon's going to be tried. Isn't that interesting? Because my understanding was of the process. Now, again, I was born in this country where, there was a legal process and things like this. The House votes to hold Bannon in contempt, and then it goes to the Justice Department. They look over the case, investigate, interview witnesses, and then decide at that point if they're going to pursue charges. So before this has even been taken up by the Justice Department to decide whether or not charges are going to be brought in, if they're going to bring up charges, that doesn't mean there's going to be a trial. So before this is an interesting thing. Jake Tapper, if he would get his nose out of her rear end, would ask her a real question. And this guy thinks he's a real journalist, this hack. Excuse me, Madam Speaker, the Justice Department has not yet looked at this case. How can you say that he's going to be tried? Because it's a setup. Steve Bannon is being set up. There is no justice here. They already have a plan. They plan on making, this is a political persecution, prosecution, and imprisonment planning. And for her to speak out that he's going to be put on trial because of a vote in the House of Representatives, that he's going to be put on trial, sounds like she is abusing her power to influence the Attorney General of the United States to bring someone to trial because she doesn't like them. Wow. Jake Tapper didn't get into that. Jim Acosta was chasing around Republicans, asking them why they voted against that, and it doesn't seem interested in anything else except Trump bashing. All right, we're coming up on our bottom of the hour break. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I got to tell you first about Dr. Mitch Matez over at the Biostation in Delray. Dr. Matez, he's my anti-aging doctor, and hormone replacement therapy is amazing. As you grow older, your hormone levels are reduced. It's part of the aging process. That's why you get older. Your hormones are not where they were when you were younger, unless you become a patient of Dr. Mitch Matez at the Biostation. And this is for both men and women. Hormone replacement therapy is completely 100% all natural. They're tiny little pellets about the size of a grain of rice before you add water to it. And they are inserted into my hip. And what they do is they restore your hormone levels to where they were when you were in your 20s. You get your energy back, your sex drive back. If you're suffering from sexual dysfunction, that can be reversed too with hormone replacement pellet therapy with Dr. Matez at the Biostation. In women, the signs and symptoms of menopause are completely stopped and reversed. Night sweats gone, mood swings gone, vaginal dryness gone, all those reversed. Women also have their sex drive restored. I feel better than I did in my 20s because when you're in your 20s, you don't eat right, you don't sleep enough, you don't take care of yourself, you're drinking, you're partying, and as you get older, you take better care of yourself. Plus, you have your hormones restored like I have, and it's life-changing. It is a dramatic change that I felt right away, and it is absolutely amazing. Steve describes it, it's like seeing the world in black and white. You start hormone replacement pellet therapy with Dr. Mitch Matez, you see the world in Technicolor. And that's exactly right. And I remember when I got LASIK vision correction, and I got up off the table and I could read the clock without glasses or contacts on the wall like I'm doing now. And I was like, wow, it's not blurry. I can see the numbers on the little number lines on the analog clock. It's amazing. That's how hormone replacement pellet therapy with Dr. Mitch Matez at the BioStation is. It's that dramatic. I've told you many times, I have met listeners, many listeners over the years, before and after they began hormone replacement pellet therapy with Dr. Matez. Before, they're like Biden. Why? Well, and then I see them after they begin, and this is for men and women, with hormone replacement pellet therapy, they're standing up tall, their voice is deeper, they've got their confidence back, their energy level back, and it really takes decades off of people like that without cosmetic work, just by having the hormones restored. Now listen, it's a completely free consultation with Dr. Matez at the BioStation if you mention you heard them on the Steve Kane Show. Non-Steve Kane Show listeners actually pay for this consultation, but it's free to you. So when you call, mention that. 561-320-8893. 561-320-8893. 561-320-8893. We'll be right back.
We've got you. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach. Attention seniors, have you protected you and your family from financial
Steve
ruin?
Kane Show.
You are invited to attend Attorney Barry
Hey, hold on.
Siegel's
Steve Kane Show. Hold on.
planning workshop.
Andrea's on deck. I'll take her call first.
Protected from financial ruin. Learn how planning ahead can protect you from running out of money before you run out of life. Learn how to avoid being forced to spend down your assets. Learn how to avoid nursing home seizure of your assets. Learn how Medicaid can pay for your nursing home and home care expenses, and much more. This free workshop with attorney Barry Siegel is Tuesday, October 26th at 2 p.m. at the South County Civic Center in Delray. Seating is limited, so reserve your seat for this free estate planning workshop. Call 1-855-FLA-ESTATE. That's 855-352-3782. 855-352-3782.
Hi, this is George Corey of the Soul Authority. In this time of social distancing and sheltering in place, many people have been forced to neglect their feet. We at the Soul Authority are making it possible for you to still take care of your feet while remaining in your home, as we will send a doctor to your house for all of your podiatric needs. The best part of all is that Medicare pays for this visit. So, if you're a Medicare recipient, give the Soul Authority a call today at 954-597-7060. That's 954-597-7060. Don't let social distancing stop you from taking care of your feet. Call the Soul Authority today.
This is Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. Give me a call today to save up to 50% on your insulation and radiant barrier, and up to 35% on your electric bill. That's 954-939-1500. 954-939-1500.
Seniors, open enrollment is here. This is the one time of year you can make changes to your Medicare plan. Call Debbie and I Will Advisors. 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080. And have her renew your Medicare.
Steve Kane Show.
954-753-8080.
Listen to the Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WWN.
Yeah, now, like Tom Laporta and Scott from Cut My Kilowatts, no matter where you are in the state of Florida, Debbie at I Will Advisors can help you with your Medicare. It is Medicare open enrollment. This is the one time of year you can make changes to your Medicare policy. Make sure your primary care physician is covered next year. Make sure your specialists are covered. Make sure your neighborhood pharmacy is covered. Make sure your prescriptions are covered. They'll handle all that for you. No matter where you are in the state of Florida, Debbie and her team at I Will Advisors can help you with your Medicare. Give them a call. If you're an overnight listener, leave a message. They'll call you back during business hours. 954-753-8080. 954-753-8080. Andrea, good morning.
Good morning, Brian. How are you?
Doing all right. How are you?
Great. I'm doing great today. So the interesting thing about Fox News is two things. First of all, they let whiny little Meghan McCain come on and do an interview about her book, about the big boo-hoo from The View. Secondly of all, if you really look at the Fox News kind of program format, all they really are is an extension of like HSN or CBC, because all they're doing now is promoting book sales. Everybody's got a book.
Oh, you haven't read How I Saved the World?
Jesse Waters. Yeah.
Yeah, Jesse Waters. That's like his name now, How I Saved the World.
Kelly McEnany, Brett Barr,
Yeah.
Steve
It's like the Home Shopping Network of books.
Exactly. That's what they've become, because everybody there that they have on as hosts or on as guests is pushing a book. That's it. Nobody has anything kind of relevant to say, because they're very much about selling their book and selling Fox Nation, the subscription service.
Yeah, well, and don't forget the new Fox alternative to the Weather Channel that tells us that climate change will be a part of their weather programming because that is the world in which we live.
Yeah. So that $10,000 tax Janet Yellen $10,000 transaction, I agree with you. I do think that if you can get that done, you will 100% get it done, because every person in America has more than $10,000 worth of transactions. But I really think that the goose that laid the golden egg for them will be the capital gains tax that they want to raise to almost 40%. So, like, if you sell a car for $18,000, you're going to give almost half of that to the Biden administration.
Yeah.
Also pertains to any type of inheritance. So, and you don't have the cash, you're going to lose your farm. And that's the real thing for them, because they're communists.
Well, we're just organisms that excrete money to pay for their crap to all their freeloading constituents and their donors.
That is 100% correct. It's 100% correct. And that's, people have to look beyond what they're actually saying. But the interesting thing that you're not hearing about is what happened to the hostages in Haiti. Nobody's talking about that.
No, I mean, that's true. And they're threatening to kill the American hostages, which include children, in Haiti, while tens of thousands of Haitians are illegally entering the United States at our southern border. That's why you're not hearing about it, because the Haitians that are pouring across the southern border, they don't want people to... this is what liberals tell themselves in the newsrooms, okay? They don't view themselves as devious people. This is what they tell themselves. They tell themselves, well, these Haitian gang members in Haiti, they're holding these Americans, and I think there's a Canadian with them hostage, or threatening to kill them. They say if we report that story, it'll promote a negative racial stereotype of the migrants at the southern border. They don't say, well, we got to cover this up. They think that they're do-gooders. They think they're doing something good. No, they do. That's how they think. They're twisted.
Yeah, they're so twisted. I mean, it's just, like, it's shocking to me. I spent time yesterday with a bunch of liberals from my town trying to being an ex-liberal myself, and it was a shocking, jarring lesson about how I used to think and who I used to be, because I just sat there like, wow, you are just very committed to the delusion.
Yeah.
Really committed.
It's liberating. It's liberating. You feel fresher. You feel better. You feel less dirty when you become a conservative. Now, what do you, listen, hey, by the way, Andrea, thanks for the call. Glad you had a good weekend, and glad you're on our team. Oh, Meghan McCain. Okay, so Meghan McCain gave an interview over the weekend. Meghan McCain, speaking of Andrea with the book, Meghan McCain's got a book out too. Yeah, everyone's got a book. I need a book. I need a book. Do you think these people write their books, by the way? Do they even read their books? But Meghan McCain, who I believe is being wooed by many people, including Fox News Channel, she spoke about Trump over the weekend. Listen, Meghan McCain.
What's your reaction when the former president slams you like that?
I mean, my first reaction was thanks for the publicity, because, you know, he really has a way of helping people get publicity for their books. And I also think this is what part of what my memoir is about. It's about being a bad Republican.
Okay, it's about her memoir. What does she have to write about? What has she done in her life? Now, what do you think about this? Is she going to write about the betrayal by her father? The betrayal by her father. You know, when her father was in the POW camp, he was married to another woman that he had children with, multiple children with. His wife, here at home, in all those years he was in Vietnam, stood by John McCain, her husband, to raise those kids on her own. And what happened? He came back, cheated on her after she was loyal to him those years in the prison camp, came back, cheated on her, just so happened to be with a multi-million-dollar heiress, Cindy, and gave us a product of that adultery, Meghan McCain. So the product of adultery, Meghan McCain, she's out here, yeah, that's right. She's out here thinking that she's done something in her life. She's written a memoir. What about, yeah, maybe she could write a book about her dad, but what does she have to share? How having famous, rich, connected parents makes you successful beyond your imagination? That'd be a good one.
What's your reaction when the former president slams you like that?
I mean, my first reaction was thanks for the publicity, because, you know, he really has a way of helping people get publicity for their books. And I also think this is what part of what my memoir is about. It's about being a bad Republican at The View, when just being a Republican in general means that you're the villain at The View. And then it means me being a bad Republican in the Republican Party right now because I'm not a Trump supporter. You know, my family and him have a blood feud at this point, and it's about what conservatism looks like post-Trump, which I think is something Republicans are going to really have to take a hard look at one way or another, even if he ends up running in 2024.
Does it sting at all? I mean, it's a former president of the United States, or have you become accustomed to it?
I'm used to it. It used to hurt when it was against my dad, and I don't like it when it's things like against Colin Powell and, you know, people that I respect. But for me, no. I mean, when this just happened literally before we came on, and I was laughing in the car with my husband.
Laughing in the car with my husband. I wonder who was driving that car. I was laughing in the car with my husband. Who was driving that car, Meghan McCain? You? Your husband? Or a chauffeur? Which one? You know, Donald Trump is the only person that has ever questioned Meghan McCain. She's been sucked up to so much because of her father. Oh my goodness. All right, 1-888-GO-CANE-1 is our number. If you're just tuning in, Steve Kane will be joining us in the 8 o'clock hour. We are on COVID watch with Steve Kane. I talked to Steve early this morning. He thinks he may have the COVID. Yeah, I know. He's got some symptoms going on, and that's not good. So what Steve is going to do immediately after the show today is go to Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs. You know, there's lots of Any Lab Test Nows around. Only two advertising here on the Steve Kane Show. Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs and Any Lab Test Now of Boca. They have same-day PCR testing available at both locations. And by the way, they have the lowest price on all of their thousands of lab tests, including their COVID test, for listeners of the Steve Kane Show. That is a guarantee. I go there for all my lab tests, not just my COVID testing. I go there for everything. Steve will be at Any Lab Test Now later this morning in Coral Springs getting the same-day PCR test. Hopefully it's negative. That's what you want, right? But if you've got symptoms, go get the test. And then you take it from there. It's best to know earlier. Knowing as early as possible is the best. So Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs, where Steve will be later this morning for his same-day PCR test, is in Coral Springs, of course, on the southeast corner of University Drive in Ramblewood, over by the Coral Square Mall. Any lab test now of Boca is in the Sandalwood Plaza, where the Western Beef is, south of Palmetto Park Road, north of Hillsboro, on the east side of 441 State Road 7. When you stop in, make sure you tell them you heard about them on the radio. Okay, we'll be right back after this. Don't go anywhere.
Hi folks, Dr. Matez here, now with the Biostation West Delray. At Biostation West Delray, we continue to offer the highest level of experience and care you can find in the realm of hormone pellet and hormone replacement therapies. But that's just the start. We offer a full array of age management modalities, including state-of-the-art treatments for erectile dysfunction, sexual dysfunction in women, physical and sexual rejuvenation, and quite frankly, any sign or symptom of aging that you may have. And don't forget, we offer the complete array of all cosmetic modalities, including Botox, fillers, lasers, etc. Better energy, better sleep, better performance, and looks to die for. If this all sounds good to you, call us at 561-320-8893. That's 561-320-8893.
Brian Craig here. You've heard us talk about the great low prices Friendly Tire has on new tires and used tires. They also do tire repairs. Listen to one of our listeners talk about their experience at Friendly Tire in Margate.
Hey Brian, my name is Mike. Just wanted to call and say thank you. I had a problem with my car. I had a flat tire. It was going down really quick. I'm in Coral Springs. I had to go somewhere close by. They couldn't really fix it. So I remember you guys are talking about Friendly Mike at Friendly Tires. So I said, listen, Mike, I need a couple of tires. I told him my thoughts. He goes, I got them. I go, I'll see you tomorrow. They were really cheap. I go over there, and Mike said, which tires do you want to replace? They look relatively new. I said, they are. I just got a big hole in that one. And they said they couldn't be fixed. He goes, pull your vehicle in. I pulled the vehicle in. He took the tire off. He pulled out the plug that the guy in Coral Springs put in there, and he nailed it. He kind of patched it or whatever they call it. I don't know what they call it. And he goes, you don't need any tires. He goes, I fixed that one. Give me $20. But the guy in Coral Springs wanted $500 for 2 tires. I just wanted to say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I love you guys. I love you guys. I love you guys. Have a wonderful day.
Give Mike at Friendly Tire a call right now. We'll give you a quote right over the phone. 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. Don't waste time going anywhere else. You will never find prices as low as Friendly Tire in Margate.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WW.
All right, guys, welcome back. 48 minutes after the hour, it's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977. That's the year Star Wars came out in movie theaters back in the day, and I've been with the show most of that time, as scary as it is. Our number, toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE 1, 888-465-2631. I got a text message over the weekend from PJ. You guys know PJ Gladnick. He is a writer with Newsbusters, great conservative online publication. He's going with us on our cruise in January. Went with us on our last one. He sent me, PJ, he sent me a text message on Friday. No, this was Saturday. Saturday morning at 11:30 in the morning. He says, every place else wanted to sell my wife a new tire. But Friendly Mike at Friendly Tire put a plug in for $10. That's right. He'll never sell you tires you don't need. Friendly Tire in Margate. Most of these places, they won't do repairs. These other tire shops, they won't do repairs because they're in the business of selling you new tires. And they'll give you all kinds of excuses why they can't repair it. Friendly Tire, they do repairs. In fact, I was just over there the other day, and one of our listeners just left, had gotten a tire repair. So give Friendly Mike at Friendly Tire a call, 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. Okay, so Janet Yellen, she finally admitted that inflation is here to stay, and she says it'll be around until next year. And, of course, you know, she's been denying it existed, as the rest of the Biden administration. Now she says it's here and it's going to be here till next year. And any estimate they make, you know, is wrong, you know. So it's going to be longer than that. And, I mean, think about it. Under Biden, can you tell me what in the economy is doing better? What is doing better? Right? Nothing. Well, listen to that. This is just this is a difference between Biden and Trump. Now, last week we were talking about Trump's new social media platform, which is going in beta next month, the beta stages of testing, and then next year will be available to the rest of the world, Truth Social. And he has partnered with a technology company that's on the stock exchange. Listen to this. This is Reuters, liberal source Reuters. Donald Trump's deal to create a social media app after Twitter and Facebook barred him won an endorsement from investors. Shares in a company backing his social media platform closed more than 350% up on Thursday, rising more than 400% in the day. One day connected with Trump, the stock went up 350%. Trump Media, and this is Reuters, Trump Media and Technology Group and Digital World Acquisition, a special purpose acquisition vehicle, announced Wednesday they would merge to create a social media app called Truth Social. Trump's company says it plans a beta launch next month, full throttle rollout first quarter of 22. Think about that. This is crazy. With volume of more than 477 million shares, it was the most actively traded stock on the exchange Thursday, drawing chatter on forums such as Reddit, where retail investors have driven so-called meme stocks to values not supported by mainstream financial analysts. On Twitter and StockWits, some users cheered the rally with posts displaying rocket ships. Oh, man. The venture may prove the first real test of the power of right-wing social media with a full force of Trump's support. So Trump's connected to a company for a day. Stock value goes up 350% in a day. And by the way, it's hanging in there at those rates. It's got the Midas touch. That's what happens when you have a businessman as president. That's what you have when you have Donald Trump connected to something. 350. Everybody I know is saying, I wish I would have bought that stock that day. Oh, yeah. You know what they're probably going to do now? They're probably going to investigate him for insider trading now, right? And anyone who owns stock, anyone who owns stock in this, you're probably going to be investigated. They'll probably try to impeach him again because the stock price went up. What is improved under Biden? Well, the oil companies, I guess, because the gas prices are up so high. But what has helped average people in the economy since Biden came in? People are having a hard time. Bacon is like having, Kobe beef these days. It's so expensive. And this story, which, that's in Reuters, everybody's seen it, is not really being promoted too much, what Trump did to the stock price of that company connected to his social media. And the reason it's not promoted is because they don't want people to understand that anything Trump touches is successful. Anything Trump gets involved in is going to go to the moon. And that's not the story they want. They want a story of insurrection and insurrectionists and all kinds of other fairy tales and fantasies that get them through their day. This is just an amazing story, and I really am... I'm completely impressed by it. It's amazing. Everyone's saying, I wish I would have bought the stock. I was thinking that Thursday, but, I'm not into stocks. But I know everybody wishes they would have had it now, and they will. All right, listen, our number is toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE-1, 888-465-2631. I know, that's an amazing story. 1-888-GO-CANE-1. Steve Kane will be joining us after the top of the hour break. Good morning, you're on the radio.
Hi, Frank.
Yes, caller.
Hey, just a quick update on that stock of his. It went from $10 to $175, then down to $94, so it went up 1,600%.
Oh my gosh, I wonder if any millionaires were created out of that.
Well, Trump owns 50% of the company, so basically he made $1.5 billion.
Trump made $1.5 billion with a B just over the weekend on that stock?
Well, since Thursday, the stock went from $10, hit $175, closed at 95. It's at 100 right now, so it's up 900%. So there's 32 million shares outstanding. He's going to own 16 million. You take the 16 million times $100, that's 1.6 billion.
Oh my goodness! That's got to be some kind of record?
No, there's crazier ones than that.
No. What I'm talking about, what I'm talking about in social media, you know, like when companies like Twitter and Facebook went public, they were already known. Trump's platform isn't even available online yet. You understand what I mean? It's not even available online. These other ones were, and were being used by millions of people. And that's something. And that tells you where the pulse of the people are, too. That's definitely a record of sorts in the social media sphere.
And the crazy part was there's only 32 million shares outstanding, and it was trading 700 million shares.
What's the stock price now, roundabout?
It's 98 pre-market.
98, and what was it before the announcement?
$10.
Oh my goodness! So cheap, I could have afforded it.
You know, it was announced on Wednesday, and it traded early Thursday at a low price of 15. So you could have bought it then. Then it went to 175.
Oh my goodness!
And then it was up 1,700%.
Sounds like you've got a piece of that.
Well, I'm in the investment business.
That's a yes. Oh, good for you.
Just thought I'd give you that.
Yeah, no, that's amazing stuff. Hey, listen, thanks for the call and the information. Wow, yeah, we have smart people in this audience. Know lots of stuff. We don't need Google. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian. This is Dee in Newport Richey.
Oh, hey, Dee. How you doing?
I'm doing good, thanks. Listen, this is classic. Why we want a businessman, a brilliant one at that, as our president. The difference between having a businessman and a politician at the helm. Decision maker, doer, brilliant.
I know, it's an amazing story.
Amazing story. Hey, can I mention one thing about Alec Baldwin?
Oh, yes, sure.
I was reading something over the weekend from another film producer who was weighing in on what had occurred, and he said, you never point a gun at a human being on a set. If your scene calls for you to shoot the gun at someone, they are actually shooting and pointing at a fake target, never a human. So I'll tell you, based on that, I would assume so, but it's been verified by another producer. Baldwin's in big trouble.
Well, they're saying today that he was pointing the gun at the camera, but I guess the cinematographer, which was the one director that he murdered, she must have been behind the camera. But I'm trying to figure out how he shot two people with one bullet.
I have no idea how you shoot two people with one bullet. Absolutely no idea.
And I'll tell you, I was listening to I don't know if I talked about this on Friday because I can't remember when I listened to them, but I listened to the 911 calls. They released at least the first batch of them. No one said Alec Baldwin shot somebody. No.
And another thing too.
Cover up.
I actually do think that his past behavior, his erratic past behavior, may come to bite him right now, just because of the trouble that he has been in his past with his anger management. Do you remember when he had? It was released that his daughter had recorded voicemails that he had let over. And
yeah, he called her a pig. He called her a pig and was screaming at her, and she was like 14-ish.
Yes, you remember that?
Absolutely.
That is a picture into the mind of this guy.
Well, and he used to get in fights with, like, paparazzi and stuff, too, when he was married to Kim Basinger.
Now, I also read, I don't know if this is true, I also read over the weekend, too, that the producer had said, let's do another take. And he said, oh, you want to do another take? Maybe I should shoot you then.
Oh, my goodness. Well, let me correct you, Dee. Alec Baldwin's the producer. Okay, he shot the two directors, so he's the producer, which and that's important because I heard some legal analysis over the weekend that said as the producer, just alone, without having the gun in his hand, as the producer, there's responsibility. You know, and what do you think about this sick thing he did, going to the memorial over the weekend of the woman he killed?
I can't even comprehend it, and how he was even allowed there is beyond me. And what?
Well, the husband seems to love Alec Baldwin. They were all over each other, hugging.
You know what? I think the husband, if he's all over Alec Baldwin hugging him, he's in complete shock right now. But when that shock wears off, if he could do a redo, I don't think he'd be all over it.
I'd kick him out. I'd say, get the hell out of here. What are you, Robert Blake, OJ? You out of your mind?
Yeah, absolutely, exactly.
All right, Dee. All right, hey, listen, thanks for the call. Hey, we only have one opening on the board where Dee from Newport Richey was at, so if you're on hold, stand by. Steve Kane will be joining us after the top of the hour. Steve with COVID symptoms. We're on COVID watch with Steve. After the show, he'll be heading over to Any Lab Test Now at Coral Springs for the same-day PCR testing. One opening at 1-888-GO-KANE-1. That's K-A-N-E and the number 1. 888-465-2631. We'll be back with the third hour of the Monday edition of Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, after this.
We've got you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
Hi, my name is Tom Laporta, the owner of Laporta Contracting, Roofing,
Steve Kane Show.
We have been in the roofing and
Hold on.
construction industry
Steve Kane Show.
1982. We are state of Florida certified
Hold on.
roofing and general
Steve Kane Show.
focusing on residential and
Hold on.
commercial roofing, impact windows, and building restoration. The 2021 hurricane season is upon us. If you have noticed any water stains on your ceiling, or if your roof is older than 15 years, you will want to call us to come out and evaluate your roof. Our services run from minor repairs to complete new roof systems.
Yeah.
We install every kind of roof, from regular asphalt shingles, clay or concrete tiles, standing metal seam, wood shakes, and slate tile systems. Call us at 954-604-4602 for a free home inspection and estimate. Again, that number is 954-604-4602.
Seniors, open enrollment is here. This is the one time of year you can make changes to your Medicare plan. Call Debbie at I Will Advisors, 954-753-8080, 954-753-8080, and have her review your Medicare plan, 954-753-8080.
Attention seniors, have you protected you and your family from financial ruin? You are invited to attend Attorney Barry Siegel's free Medicaid planning workshop. Make sure you and your family are properly protected from financial ruin. Learn how planning ahead can protect you from running out of money before
I'm looking for one of the knobs that's missing on my board. I just found it on the floor.
Learn how to avoid nursing home seizure of your assets. Learn how Medicaid can pay.
One of my knobs is missing on the board. I've been looking for it all morning. I just found it. See, this is, it goes on the board on a button. I slide it up and down. It's a pot that I slide up and down.
At the South County Civic Center in Delray. Seating is limited, so reserve your seat for this free estate planning workshop. Call 1-855-FLA-ESTATE. That's 855-352-3782. 855-352-3782.
Got to put on the hat of wisdom.
You are listening to South
The Make America Great Again hat. I'm already. You ever see the episode of Star Trek Spock's Brain when McCoy was working on Spock? That's what this is.
That's 1-888-COCAINE. 1. And now.
All right. Only one opening on the board. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. You with us, Steve? You are there. You are with us. You know, and we're. So, every line but one is lit. Do you want to go to the phones? Okay, now of course we are on COVID watch with Steve. Steve later this morning. I know.
On doing a show, and I don't really want to spend an hour,
No, just a short time. I just want to tell people who may also think they have COVID where they can go for same-day PCR testing, which is where Steve will go today. That's Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs, which is in Coral Springs on the southeast corner of University and Ramblewood. In both locations, Any Lab Test Now of Boca in the Sandalfoot Plaza or the Western Beef is, they both have same-day PCR testing. So you can already hear the stress in Steve's voice. I understand. I've been there. You've been exposed. You think you got the COVID. You got some symptoms. Find out. Find out right away. Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs and Boca. All right, let's go to the phones. 1-888-GO-KANE-1. You're on the radio. Good morning.
Brian.
Caller.
This is Colleen from Virginia Beach.
Oh, hey, Virginia Beach. How you doing?
Good. I'm heading to a Glenn Youngkin, like a rally.
Oh.
He was in Chesapeake last night, Chesapeake, Virginia, and he had over 1,000 people there.
Wow.
Over there right now, see him on his tour.
Well, you know, I got to, now this is just my observation. I'm not making any predictions on the race in Virginia, although lower your expectations. I'm going to tell you why. This guy, Terry McAuliffe, is acting like a fool, right? He's dancing on public, which he can't do. He dances like I do. And the way he's been behaving with reporters and talking to people in interviews, he walked off an interview the other day, you know, and told the reporter he should ask better questions. Terry McAuliffe's either acting like a guy that doesn't have a worry in the world about the outcome, or he wants to lose. And I would think it'd be the first choice. So I don't know. I would lower my expectations there based on McAuliffe's behavior.
Why, thank you for retweeting my picture.
Your picture?
In the cast that I put on Let's Go Brandon.
Oh, that's you. Oh, yeah, that was your arm. Yeah.
We had a small rally at Mount Trashmore Saturday.
Mount Trashmore. It's a dump. It's a landfill. I know. We have one here, too. We call it Mount. We have one here in Florida. I can see it out the window, actually. We call it that, too. Hey, listen, after you go to the rally, give us a call the next day. Let us know how it goes, all right? Thanks for the call. Good morning. You're on the radio. Good morning, caller. Yeah, you're on the air. What's your name?
Hi, I'm Corey from South Dakota.
Cody in South Dakota. What's on your mind?
Corey. Well, we got some information coming up actually from Texas at the border, that there's over 300,000 migrants that are working their way up to the border. Plans on overwhelming the border, and at this moment, we're hearing that militias, the ranchers, are contacting militias to protect their property because the cartels are actively engaging in firefights with these ranchers and farmers. Said about it. We are actually taking fire at the border.
How many migrants are coming to the southern border?
Got and incredible was over 307.
Over 377,000. Do you now take a guess? How many U.S. soldiers took part in the Normandy invasion? How many U.S. soldiers took part in the Normandy invasion, would you guess?
You stumped me there. I know there was quite a few.
73,000. 73,000. So there were 300,000 more migrants coming up from the southern border towards Texas. So that's 300,000 more, or more than 300,000 more, over 300,000 more than U.S. soldiers took part in the Normandy invasion. That sounds like an invasion to me. That classifies an invasion, doesn't it?
My son-in-law is down there with the South Dakota National Guard. Well, he's actually down in Arizona. I've got friends, if you will, that are down along the Texas, where they're actually, the ranchers are calling for militias.
Well, that's not a smart move. That's not a smart move. That's not a smart move. You don't have okay. If because you don't think the government is doing what you want them to do, does not legally give you the right to go to the southern border with a self-appointed militia. If you were in a militia, what does a person look like typically that's in a militia? I'm not attacking militias. Maybe I am, maybe I'm not. I don't know. I don't know any militia people. But you're in 2021. Describe the average militia person, their physical appearance.
Well, I know where you're going with that.
Well, let's go through it. Maybe not everyone is as sharp as you. Describe your average militia person on the southern border in Texas in 2021. White.
You're thinking of the heavy-set, beer-drinking...
No, I'm just thinking about a white guy with a MAGA hat on, like me. I'm a white guy with a MAGA hat on right now. What would happen? Okay, now we've got on the southern border, we've got 370-some thousand migrants. Many of them are black because they're Haitian. What happens when a white MAGA hat wearing militiaman, if he shot one of these black Haitian, I hate to say black Haitian, that's like saying Jewish rabbi, but shot one of these black Haitians, what would happen?
Katie, bar the doors. You know exactly what will happen. It'll be on the front. It'll cut.
Well, I mean, it seems to me not only is it a stupid thing to do.
Yep.
It's playing right into Biden's hands. Why would anybody that's...
Well, I would. Now you're talking.
They're trying to. They're going to take that and use it to distract from the real issue here. I mean, I do hope there are sane people out there that know better than to go along with this crap.
In fact, and caller, this thing that you're talking about, I wouldn't be surprised if the Democrats were behind it. There's a woman today who came out on Twitter who infiltrated the MAGA movement back in January, and she just came out and she was at all these MAGA events, but she was infiltrating. I was on Inauguration Day when I went to see President Trump at Mar-a-Lago with thousands of other MAGA people. There was this one guy, he had a MAGA hat, MAGA shirt, he had MAGA socks on, I'm not kidding. He was wearing shorts, and he was trying to get us riled up to fight the Biden people across the street. He's like, let's go, we're not going to let... And everyone said, whoa, get out of here. You're not one of us. You're fake MAGA. Get out of here. You know, a lot of this stuff you're talking about is the left instigating. And you're a good guy, but look how you were falling for it. And we've just woken you up.
Up and think. Use your brain.
If I may, I'm not falling for it. I am a militia member.
Oh. Well, that's very smart, and the southern border too. In fact, yeah.
One of them is that yes, you're right. There's two types of people when you talk about organizations. You have the infiltrator, and you have the times they're the two of the same people, and you have to be very aware of that. And they know that the best way to get groups like us and patriots and regardless of whether what political party you fall on, if you're a patriot, you're a patriot, and they know how to instigate you by just throwing on MAGA stuff and going Trump here, Trump there, because they know people are going to fall on that wagon.
That's right.
What's the thing about it is, and here's where I think that tide is turning, because you have with these COVID mandates, and you have over 30% of our military being kicked out of the military because they refuse to take the jet.
Well, unfortunately, when you listen, when you join the service, you surrender a lot of your freedoms, a lot of your constitutional guarantees. Including freedom of speech. And that's just the way it is. And I don't know, man. We haven't talked about militias in a long time, since Oklahoma City. And militias, I don't know. It seems a little strange to me. And I frankly don't buy that you weren't falling for it, because the beginning of this call, you were trying to rope Steve and I into talking about what a great thing that these militias were going down there. You may deny it now, but if you go back and listen to the beginning of this call didn't go the way you thought it would at the beginning. You were trying to get us roped into, oh boy, we're going down there and we're going to do what this here, Biden ain't doing. I mean, that's what I took from that caller at the beginning. And this is what you guys got to be careful of. Fake MAGA, trying to get you to do and say and take part in things that you shouldn't be doing. Okay? Like that guy. All right, let's take our first break of the last hour. Steve is here. My name is Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Radio Show. Our number toll free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1. 888-465-26 31. We'll be back right after this. Do not go anywhere.
Ms. Tom Laporta, the owner of Laporta Contracting, Roofing, and Restoration. We have been in the roofing and construction industry since 1982.
You got to be so careful of these people. See, this is how, that's the kind of person you got to watch out for, that caller. They're very good to rope you in.
The 2021 hurricane season is upon us. If you have noticed any water stains on your ceiling, or if your roof is older than 15 years, you will want to call us to come out and evaluate your roof. Our services run from minor repairs to complete new roof systems. We install every kind of roof, from regular asphalt shingles, clay or concrete tiles, standing metal seam, wood shakes, and slate tile systems. Call us at 954
Steve Kane Show.
4602
Hi.
for a free home inspection and estimate. Again, that number is 954-604-4602.
This is Scott from Cut My Kilowatts. Give me a call today to save up to 50% on your insulation and radiant barrier, and up to 35% on your electric bill. That's 954-939-1500. 954-939-1500.
Hi, this is Lori Kane, and I want to talk to you about Dr. Gupta at Brighton Dental Care. I just love Dr. Gupta. I've been seeing him for around 3 years. He always has time for me. He never does unnecessary work, and his prices are very affordable. And if you need him,
Steve Kane Show.
go see him because he has the
Hold on.
best prices around. Let me give you the number. Write it down. It's 954-922-4633. That's 954-922-4633. BrightonDentalCare.com. He's just the best.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WW.
All right, 17 minutes after the hour. The phones are cooking. Steve, you want to take some more calls?
The phones. This is a unique time in the history of America. I've been around a long time and I've seen a lot of stuff, but never anything like this. And we have talked a lot about being rational. We've talked a lot about making decisions. We've talked a lot about there are consequences for bad choices. We are all out there, we're faced with choices each day, and we reap what we sow. We make bad choices, bad things happen, and unfortunately, the man who sits in the Oval Office now has been making a lot of bad choices. And it's out of his control now. He's really in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
What we want to do now is to divert, to take attention off the fruits of what they have sowed here, and if it means violence and all that kind of stuff, they couldn't be happier. If you are somebody who follows Donald Trump and all that, stay away from that south border.
Yep.
Anything you do, any craziness that goes on, is only going to reflect badly on those of us who care about the country and care about Donald Trump. Don't get roped into this stuff. And believe me, there are a lot of agents provocateurs out there that are looking to goad you and push you into doing stupid stuff. Don't do stupid stuff. You know Trump wouldn't want you to do it. I don't want you to do it. Anybody that truly has the interest of this country at their heart doesn't want you to do it. So stop and think, and if Biden's making bad choices, it's time now for you to start making good choices. And the first good choice is stay away from that border area then. And it means something now because this show now goes across the country. So there are people out here listening that should really pay attention to what I'm
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, absolutely. Wise words. By the way, before we go back to calls,
what is it that Mark says when he drops the mic? That's it.
Yeah, but we're here till 9. We have 40 minutes left, Steve. We can't drop any mics now. It'll be dead air for 40 minutes. Yeah, I know what you mean. before we go back to the phones, I wanted to ask you something because I meant to ask you this. So I meant to ask you this over the weekend on the phone, and I keep forgetting. A lot of people don't know that Steve was once the producer for the biggest no-talent bore of a talk show host in the history of television, Dick Cavett. And yeah, I know. And on my YouTube
that credit off my resume.
Well, I keep getting recommended to me on YouTube all these Dick Cavett interviews from the 70s because your name, because Steve Kane is connected to Dick Cavett, and it's recommending. And I saw a Dick Cavett interview that I actually watched quite a bit of, and I wanted to find out, because if you were a part of this, Dick Cavett, it was a very strange. Well, I'll tell you what it is, and you'll see why. I mean, they say he was a comedian, but I watched two yeah, I saw two, and he was a. I saw two interviews that Dick Cavett did with two people. One of them was Orson Welles, which I'll tell you, that was what Orson Welles did to Dick Cavett was so beautiful. Well, I'm not going to explain it on the air. I'll tell you off the air. It's a little more complex for the air. But he had Lester Maddox on. And Lester Maddox was in studio with Dick Cavett. And I wanted to ask you about that. If you booked Lester Maddox on that show, because I knew you had a Lester Maddox, because Dick Cavett did something that was so strange, and I know it's been a long time, but I just saw this over the weekend on YouTube. Lester Maddox is sitting there with Dick Cavett, and if you don't know who Lester Maddox is, Google him. And Dick Cavett walked off the set. Yeah, and a big time segregationist. He probably was one of the mentors of Joe Biden, probably.
He handed out axe handles. Talk about stupid jerks. Lester Maddox handed out at these demonstrations axe handles.
Yeah. And by the way, Lester Maddox was a Democrat, as we're talking about it. But anyway, so Dick Cavett is interviewing Lester Maddox, and he couldn't handle Lester Maddox, and Dick Cavett got up on the show and walked off the set and left Lester Maddox out there on the set to finish the segment by himself. He couldn't handle Lester Maddox, and I was just wondering if you booked Lester Maddox on that show.
I did. As a matter of fact, we'll just tell you briefly, and then
we'll get back to the phones. Sorry, guys.
Give you then we'll go back to the phone. They hired me. My history was I had produced the Joe Pine show, which was one of these real, like more downy, real aggressive. Joe Pine was the original. He was the greatest at it. Nobody was as good as Joe. And they hired me because Cavett, his comfort zone was with these egghead intellectual interviews that put everybody to sleep. And they hired me because they wanted me to bring on people that Joe Pine show kind of guests, because they were trying to save Cavett from his boring whatever the hell he was doing that wasn't working. And I called Lester Maddox. I promised him everything, which is unfortunately what you do as a producer. You got to do a lot of lying, especially if you're doing a host like Joe Pine. You can't tell your guests that they're going to get eviscerated. That's a good word, eviscerated. So I guaranteed Lester all these things, and the interview didn't last past the first break. We flew him all the way up from Georgia, paid all his expenses and all that kind of stuff, and it was the shortest.
Yeah. Yeah, well, this thing with Dick Cavett, I mean, Lester Maddox just filleted him. Anyway, you guys can look that up on YouTube. All right, well, let's go back to the phones. 1-888-GO, Kane 1. I'll tell you the Orson Welles went off the air. I don't want to get into that on here. All right, good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, how you doing? This is Jason. I'm a 10 Days of Darkness on YouTube. I have a small YouTube channel.
Oh.
Washington?
Okay. Washington State.
Yes, sir. How you doing today, Brian?
All right.
I'd like to, on your podcast, I would like to talk about the border. Is that okay?
Well, you're on the air talking, so you're already talking about it.
Well, I'm a Trump fan and all that, but I don't think there's 400,000 coming all at once. I think it's like 80 to 95,000 are supposed.
Oh, still more. That's still 20,000 more than the American soldiers at Normandy.
Yes. Well, what I'd like to say is, if we had 85 to 95,000 Chinese troops coming through that border right now, would you tell us not to do?
Say that again. No, say what you just asked me. Say it again. It cut out. I didn't hear what you said.
The Chinese were coming through there with 100,000 troops today. Would you tell Americans to stand down and not do nothing? Because I'll tell you my opinion first. You can tell me your opinion. Is that I don't want violence, but if we
No. As a civilian, no, you don't do that. That's up for the government to take care of. You know. See, this is what weren't you listening to what Steve said when we came out of the break? Are you waiting to talk? No, you do not take up arms against people coming across the southern border as a civilian. No. The answer is no. If the Chinese come across the southern border, what about if the Martians come across the southern? Why don't we talk about what's really happening other than your fantasy? And the fantasy is no, it's not.
Comparing apples and oranges, and it's like you watch too many movies like Red Dawn.
You know the Purge series, Steve. The latest Purge movie is about the southern border. It's about militias at the southern border stopping the invasion at the southern border. It's called Purge Never Ends, or Forever Purge. It's called Forever Purge. I have not seen it. I've only seen the trailer, and it's about MAGA guys at the southern border. You know, with Mexicans. No. That's probably what's going on here. Is the left saw the Purge, the new Purge movie, and got into it. No, it is not. No, you do not do that. I would thank you for the call, but I would be lying. Good morning. You're on the radio. Good morning, caller.
Rings, how are you?
All right.
I got a question for you. I thought, by definition, an insurrection act. Insurrection. Am I right or am I wrong?
I'm not a lawyer, but sure. And if you're a citizen and you organize a insurrection against the government, yeah, sure. Why couldn't you be? No, we've had an insurrection in this country before, the Democrats in the Civil War. What was John Brown charged? Oh my God. See what I'm talking about? The same caller as last time. And the same caller as before. See, did I not pick up on that guy? That was the same guy that called before the break. And this is what you guys got to be careful of. These I remember I've been telling you the seminar call. This program, Steve, it's no doubt the Steve Kane Show has picked up the void left by Rush Limbaugh, because the seminar callers are descending on us in large numbers, and no one heard what that guy said but Steve and myself, because I had to dump it, and I did dump it, sick people that are fake MAGA trying to rope people in. All right. Now,
you're going to get a lot of that now. I mean, the Biden administration, let's face it, they're up a creek. They're out of control. They're up a creek.
Genius by Pro, $5 super chat. Thank you.
Bad choices that they've made, one right after the other. Now we're getting ready to reap the whirlwind, and we have to talk to those of you people who support this country and who love America. Don't get roped into this nonsense, okay? It'll play out without you. Don't give them something else to talk about. They're going to try to find... right now, they're sitting in a meeting, I can tell you, because listing things they can unleash in terms of seminar callers to create an event that will take the spotlight off what they have done and the horror of what they have done,
Yeah.
the potential harm it can do. So do what Donald Trump would do. And Donald Trump is a straight law and order guy. It is that simple.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And that
This should suffice.
yeah. And you know, that caller, what he's trying to do, this is what they did, you know, that he's trying to instigate something. This is what they do. You've got to be very, very careful.
Create a diversion. That's all they're trying to plot tomorrow's headlines in a way that keeps Biden out of it.
And by the way, I just checked the caller ID and confirmed that was the same person too. I want, you know, this is it's outrageous. Listen, let's take our break for the bottom of the hour. Yeah. All right, listen. It's outrageous. We'll take our break. It's the bottom of the hour. We'll be right back. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian. Steve Kane is here. Our number, toll free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1. 888-465-2631. We'll be right back.
Stop paying an outrageous fortune for your tires. Go easy on your budget and buy your tires at Friendly Tire in Margate, where they have all the major brands like Goodyear and Firestone at discount prices that absolutely can't be beaten. Steve Kane's tires for his Toyota van at the other shops, $175 a tire. At Friendly Tire, just $75 a tire. That's a $100 savings per tire. Tires for my daughter Emily's car, $135 at the shops around town. The price at Friendly Tire, only $65. That's a $70 savings per tire. These prices are out the door and on the road. Free mounting and balancing and no added charges. Friendly Tire have a great selection of good used tires too, starting at just $30 for most cars. Call my good buddy Friendly Mike at Friendly Tire. Tell him we
Keith, $5 super sticker. Thank you. Everyone thank Keith. And everyone thank Wesley. Also, $5 super chat. The state governors are working to deploy their own National Guard. Yeah. That's correct. That's
Traveling and need a COVID test? Maybe you need a COVID test for work or school. Stop by Any Lab Test Now of Boca or Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs. They offer all the COVID testing panels you need at the lowest prices, including the antibody test. Results in 15 minutes. Any Lab Test Now of Boca is located in the Samuel Food Plaza, where Western Beef is, south of Palmetto Park Road and north of Hillsborough on the east side of 441 State Road 7. Call 561-237-5009. Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs is located on the southeast corner of University Drive in Ramblewood.
Genius by Birth, $10 super chat. Thank Genius.
954-906-5983. Make sure to tell them you heard about them on the Steve Kane Show.
Attention seniors, have you protected you and your family from financial ruin? You are invited to
The Steve Kane Show.
Eagle's free Medicaid planning workshop. Make sure you and your family are
No.
protected from financial ruin. Learn how planning ahead can protect you.
You got to pick up the phone. I can't hear you on the speaker.
Learn how to avoid being forced to spend down your assets. Learn how to avoid nursing home seizure of your assets. Learn how Medicaid can pay for your nursing home and home care expenses, and much more. This free workshop with attorney Barry Siegel is Tuesday, October 26th at 2 p.m. at the South County Civic Center in Delray. Seating is limited.
Steve Kane Show.
Free estate planning workshop.
No, not yet. What?
FLA Estate.
Mm.
That's 855-352-3782. 855-352-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WWN.
All right, we are back. It's the Steve Kane Show. Our number toll free 1-888-GO-KANE-1. You want to take some more calls, Steve? Okay. The delay is built back up, so we can take calls now. You're on the radio. Good morning. Yeah, Gary.
Enjoy your show very much. Wanted to make a comment about the Alec Baldwin situation.
Yes.
I had heard on the radio. Yeah, I heard on the radio that when the weapon was pointed at the lady and he fired it, it went through the lady and hit the second person.
That's correct.
Is that been established, or is that speculation?
They say that was established. That's what they.
So this is okay, because I'm wondering, it was a deadly wound. Where did it penetrate in this woman to go through her to kill her and then out the other side? and hit another person.
I heard on the radio. I'm surprised you didn't hear anything.
No,
I've heard that. But I don't know if that's speculation or been confirmed. I've heard it, but there hasn't been an autopsy report released.
This comes some two basic facts that they can't get around. Number one, Alex Baldwin had the weapon in his hand. Number two, it was pointed at the woman. Number three, three things. He pulled the trigger. I mean, that is evident from the circumstances.
No question about that. But I believe the bullet went through her. That's very possible.
Yes, that's that story is.
Yeah.
Well, but let me tell. But you got to be careful. See, what you see going on here, though, is a complete PR thing. Like this bizarre thing of him going to the memorial service for the woman he killed, which is so sick. I mean, that's something.
That's sick. It's what his lawyer told him to do.
Yeah, and then what's also sick is the husband of the woman he killed hugging him and consoling him. Pretty twisted. And there's a PR thing going on here. I don't know. That may be what happened, but we don't know.
What would you expect? What would you expect?
Well, I would expect the husband to say, "Get your ass out of here. You just killed the mother of my son. How dare you come to the memorial service? Get the hell out of here, Alec Baldwin."
I agree.
I don't know. I mean, that might be my reaction.
That would be my reaction.
His reaction. That's all.
Yeah.
Everybody knows if you point a weapon at somebody, you have to first check it to make sure.
He
did two things. He pointed it at her, and he pulled the trigger.
Yeah, and yeah. There's a cover-up going on here. I listened to the 911 calls over the weekend from the set, and there were three. All right from the set. No one said Alec Baldwin shot people. There was not one of the three. They were very calm, and I'm curious how long after the shooting till they called, and they were very calm. It was very corporate, and they didn't want to soil Alec Baldwin. And they didn't even mention his name or anything. And
Sam, what's so shocking about this to you?
Nothing shocks me, Steve.
If something like that happens, instantly there were people in place connected with the management, and Baldwin is a very key point that Baldwin was the
producer. He's the producer.
Producer of the film, which makes him ultimately responsible for everything. And naturally, the people, a tragic thing like this is going to set the wheels in motion to have people who are into marketing and. No, Steve,
that's not what happened. That was before the woman this was before the ambulances showed up. These were the initial 911 calls when the woman was still alive, responsive, and bleeding. 3 people are on the phone covering for Alec Baldwin. This is like Chappaquiddick here. This is like a Chappaquiddick cover-up.
Wait a minute, Nick. What's fair is fair. 3 people were on the phone trying to get help and get medical attention for the woman.
You haven't? Have you heard the calls?
Yeah.
Clips. I've listened to the entire one. They're calm. It's almost like they had already. It seems to me that they had been prepped before they called 911, and that's precious time when someone's bleeding out. And if they did something like that, there's more responsibility on their part. You don't sit down and have a PR meeting before you call 911 when a woman is bleeding out who dies. If that's what happened, I find it very odd that 3 people called 911, calm, cool, and collected in their statements, and no one said Alec Baldwin. So if they had enough time to have a cover-up conversation, that is now we're in the realm of manslaughter.
Let's put it in the realm of the Steve Kane Show. If the same situation existed, only it wasn't Alec Baldwin, it was me, and the events transpired as they transpired in the Baldwin case, what would you do? What would you do differently than what they did? The people protecting Alec Baldwin, whose job it was to protect Alec Baldwin.
I would imagine I would be on the phone a little not so calm, cool, and collected with prepared statements, and be saying, we've got a lady here who was shot. She's bleeding out. Please get here. She's bleeding out. If you listen to those calls, they're I've heard many 911 calls. I've never heard anything like this. Never heard anything like this. Very, very strange. I know. Have you heard them, caller?
People react differently in different situations.
3 people all reacted the same. What is your take on the calls? Caller.
What is my take?
Yeah.
Take is, I think that he's going to be charged with negligent homicide.
But you know what? Others may be too. What I'm saying is, if there was any kind of conversation before the 911 calls, that's precious time when a woman's bleeding out. So if that happened, we don't know. I'm speculating based on these calls, which I found 3 people, very strange. No one mentioned Alec Baldwin, even an actor. If there was any conversation before the 911 calls, those people have responsibility too. And I'll tell you another thing. They only have 2 still photographs of him feeling sorry for himself. Somebody was filming with their phone. Where's the video? Where's the other thing? You know, there's a big cover-up going with Alec Baldwin. And there are multiple people on this set covering up.
Activity prior to those phone calls as to which way we're going to go with it.
Yes, and that means you took part in killing a woman because she's bleeding out from a gunshot wound.
Yep.
Now, this is not how we would handle it, Steve. That's not how we would handle it.
Just call for help.
Yeah. Hey, take care, caller. No, it's not. It's that we're saying that it doesn't sound that way. That there was a conversation first.
Everybody was kind of in a state of shock, for heaven's sakes.
No.
Sit down and they got the basic information. The woman was shocked.
No. If you haven't heard, no, it was not. They're not. You haven't heard enough of them, Steve. Now I got to tell you though, this is an amazing thing that's happened to me over the weekend. So I was out of town for the weekend with my daughter. We went out of town Friday, came back yesterday. We stayed at a hotel all weekend, very nice hotel, and I woke up Saturday morning in massive back pain. I mean, so bad. I mean, my lower right side of my back, it was almost like, it was so bad, like tears, and it was just awful. And then I woke up yesterday morning in even more pain, and my neck was just massive amounts of pain in my back and my neck. And it's because I was sleeping in a bed for the first time since April without my MyPillow mattress topper. I was staying in a nice hotel at Universal Studios with a very nice bed, very nice mattress, and everything that you would get as a standard thing. But I woke up with that pain because I didn't have my MyPillow mattress topper. And by the way, it's been a long time since I've slept on regular sheets. You know, because I'm used to the MyPillow 100% Giza Cotton Dream sheets. These hotel sheets, Steve, they remind me of those industrial brown paper towels you get like in the boys' room in school, that like paper. It was awful. But I came home yesterday afternoon, and I'm sitting on the couch with my wife. I'm in so much pain. I said, I'm in so much back pain, Kathy. I'm going to bed to watch some TV. So I lay in bed at around 7 o'clock last night. My wife comes in at 8. She says, how's your back doing? I said, the pain is gone. Just laying on my MyPillow mattress topper in my bed for an hour, the pain completely gone. I woke up today, no back pain, no neck pain, one night on my MyPillow mattress topper. Listen, if you already have a MyPillow mattress topper, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you don't have one, this is the time to get one. And those of you that already have one, this is the time to buy one as a holiday gift for everyone on your gift-giving list. If you go to MyPillow.com, use our promo code at checkout, Kane, K-A-N-E, 30% off the 3-inch MyPillow mattress topper. That's the mattress topper I have, and the 3-inch mattress topper is the thickest mattress topper that Mike Lindell makes. And when you use our promo code, 30% off the MyPillow mattress topper, and you get 2 free MyPillows with that. It makes a great Christmas gift, and it's a great gift for yourself. I've heard my wife and others talk about how it helped with their back pain, but experiencing it is a whole nother thing. Boom, gone. Like that, less than an hour, my back pain gone with the MyPillow mattress topper. We'll take our last break of the day and come right back with the Gold Report after this.
Hey, Brian Craig here. I'm in studio with my wife, Kathy, and she's here to tell you about...
Steve Kane Show. No, not yet. What do you want to talk about? Mike Lindell, what about him? No, not yet. And we're not going to do that today. Okay, hold on.
And the pain has not returned.
See, that troll keeps trying to get through.
Amazing. Now go to MyPillow.com and order your MyPillow mattress topper and do what Kathy and I did. Use the promo code KANE at checkout, KANE. And this is an incredible deal because with the promo code KANE, you will save 30% off the MyPillow mattress topper and get 2 free MyPillows. But you've got to use the promo code KANE at checkout, KANE. It comes in every size too, from twin all the way up to California King. That's promo code KANE, KANE, at MyPillow.com.
Hi, my name is Tom Laporta, the owner of Laporta Contracting, Roofing, and Restoration. We have been in the roofing and construction industry since 1982. We are state of Florida certified roofing and general contractors focusing on residential and commercial roofing, impact windows, and building restoration. The 2021 hurricane season is upon us. If you have noticed any water stains on your ceiling, or if your roof is older than 15 years, you will want to call us to come out and evaluate your roof. Our services run from minor repairs to complete new roof systems. We install every kind of roof, from regular asphalt shingles, clay or concrete tiles, standing metal seam, wood shakes, and slate tile systems. Call us at 954-604-4602 for a free home inspection and estimate. Again, that number is 954-604-4602.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for
All right, and it's time for the first gold and precious metals report of the week from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated in Boca. We have William Youngerman on the line. How the metals looking today, William?
Looking good after building a pretty strong base, just under $1,800 last week, and we did see excursions into significantly over $1,800, but those highs could not be held during the week. We continued to see the selling off of anything over 1,800. I think this week is going to play out much differently, and I think we'll see 1,800 become a base for gold. But last week we saw gold close out $1,792, up $8.90 on Friday after I said hitting a high of $1,814. Silver closed up 16 cents on Friday at $24.30 the ounce, while platinum was down $11 at $1,037, and palladium was up $2 at $1,954 the ounce. This morning, gold up significantly at $12, back over that $1,800 number. Right now at $1,804 the ounce. Silver up 16 cents at $24.45 the ounce. Just last week we were almost at $25 an ounce on silver, and I think that will be very easily attainable this week. Platinum up $5 right now at $1,042, and palladium up $22 at $1,976. Oil over $85 a barrel, and if that doesn't ultimately price in some huge inflation in our country, we got to be kidding ourselves. This is the time to be accumulating the precious metals.
Oh yeah, and at these prices we're opening up at today, it sounds like a good time to, if you have something made of the metals, to take it on in, get an appraisal, and turn it into cash or maybe some coins, right? I mean, these are some good prices. Now listen, William Youngerman Incorporated opens up weekdays at 10 a.m. They're located right here in Boca at 150 East Palmetto Park Road on the first floor of the Bank of America building, immediately east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto. You can find them online at williamyoungerman.com or give them a call at 1-800-327-5010. 1-800-327-5010. All right, William Youngerman, we will talk tomorrow. All right, take care. You know, all kinds of craziness has been going on over the weekend, Steve. And by the way, I want to tell you guys in the listening audience, we are being bombarded as we speak with seminar callers, and there's a big escalation going on, Steve. It's right now. I mean, a major bombardment going on the phones right now as I'm talking to you, and that you know, as seminar callers tell me that the Democrats feel like they're in trouble. You know, this because things aren't going their way, so they're using seminar callers to try to get a dialogue going in a different direction than they want.
They're attempting to create a dramatic negative event.
Yeah.
Biden and the decisions he's been making And the shape that this country is in is a result of our commander-in-chief. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to help Biden escape the spotlight. And I shudder to think. But I'm just praying that all of our listeners, anybody within the sound of my voice, we gotta hope that cooler heads will prevail.
Yeah.
Remember law and order. That's what this whole thing is about.
Yeah, that's right.
We're trying to stabilize the country.
Yeah, and when I talk to you guys about fake MAGA, there's somebody that's come out of the closet about. There's a girl on Twitter, and she put a bunch of pictures of her at events and photographs with people like General Flynn, and she said, "Hey everyone, my name is Amanda, and I have been undercover as a MAGA since the 2020 November rally in D.C. And she's a young, pretty girl. She has her MAGA hat on, taking pictures with everybody. There's so much fake MAGA out there. You've got to be very, very careful who you listen to, who you follow, and it's just, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There's no getting around that. These Haitian kidnappers are now threatening to kill the hostages, the American hostages, those missionaries in Haiti. And there's a media blackout on this because we have so many Haitians coming up from the southern border. My goodness. I mean, you look at how things have collapsed in the past 9 or 10 months under Biden, and there's just, they ignore everything. They ignore every story out there. These Haitian kidnappers threatening to kill U.S. missionaries. They have children hostages in Haiti. And then it came out the other day, a phone call transcript leaked out of the State Department. The White House and State Department have been claiming there's just about 60 Americans, less than 100 Americans left behind in Afghanistan. And we find out through this leaked call that it's actually, they're saying 600 are still left behind as hostages in Afghanistan. The news are not in the business of news. They're in the news cover-up business, I think is yeah, that's right.
So, they're trying to recreate the Alamo here.
Yeah. Well, the reality of the situation is very bad, and I know it's hard to deal with some of these things. I played this early in the show. I wanted to play it here before we wind down here. I found this disturbing, and I found out about this from President Trump because he released a statement about this. Fox News Channel has been running a very nasty anti-Trump commercial, paid commercial on Fox News Channel, and Trump released a statement. He's pretty upset about it. Let me play you the commercial. This is running on Fox News. This is a paid commercial running on Fox News Channel. Listen.
Donald,
Steve
why
Kane
are you
Show.
so scared to go to Virginia? Is it because you know Glenn Youngkin wants nothing to do with you? Or is it because your loser stench rubs off on everyone you touch? President Obama is showing up, President Biden is showing up, and Dr. Biden is showing up, Stacey Abrams is showing up. If you weren't too weak or scared or washed up, you would get to Virginia fast. But you won't. Instead, you're just phoning it in like a coward. Midas Touch is responsible for the content of his advertisement.
Why is Fox News running something like that, Steve? Why are they running an ad taunting President Trump? Like, I don't understand what they're doing. They don't have to run that kind of ad.
And they think this is going to help them.
Yeah.
I think it's going to work against them.
Yeah. Well, Fox News should not be running this kind of crap. I'm telling you, that is really distasteful. Look who we have on the line. First health report of the week from AJ's Natural in the Festival Marketplace in Pompano, formerly known as the Festival Flea Market, which is just east of the Turnpike on the south side of Sample Road in Pompano. Janet Cimarelli. Hey, Janet.
Hey, good morning, Brian. Hi, Steve.
Janet, how are you this morning?
I am so fine this morning, and so I have an opportunity. What about doing a Stump the Nutritionist? So when I call in the morning, you can give me a question, any subject, and you can see if you can stump me that I don't have a nutrition answer for you. You have so many, or I have so many people coming in to see me at AJ's Natural Wellness Shop in the Festival Marketplace, and they have so many different issues, and it could be blood pressure, it could be cholesterol, it could be headaches, it could be sleep, so many different things. But the good thing is, I don't have just one solution. I have a kind of smorgasbord that they can choose from. So many people say to me, well, I can't swallow tablets. I have a lot of different options if you have difficulty swallowing nutrition.
No, the
supplements.
podcast is going back to 6 o'clock
Say, oh, well,
at night
I
Eastern.
already tried
We moved
that,
it back to
and it
6.
didn't work for me.
People didn't like the
And
9
I
o'clock,
have
so we moved the podcast
another
back to 6
suggestion,
p.m.
Or a different way of taking a supplement so that they get the responses they need. So people can bring in their medical tests. They can bring in their bone density scans.
That's the best thing you do is people who get, my daughter, for example, who just had a lot of blood work done, you go over it with your doctor and he gives you the medical, explains it from a medical point of view. But Janet gives you the what natural approach.
The heads up that everything is fine now, but we're beginning to see something develop, and let's address it now.
Now, AJ Naturals is in the Festival Marketplace in Pompano, and it's very easy to find once you're inside. All you got to do is find the food court, and it's right across from the food court. Yeah. Across the next, I guess. And Janet, we're running short on time, but tell people a little bit, real quick, like in 30 seconds, your background and your consultations that you're available for over there at AJ Naturals. Yeah.
I have been doing this for more than 30 years. I've been licensed by the state of Florida. And so I've traveled all over the world gathering information from researchers, from very, very superiorly intelligent nutrition researchers.
And our audience knows and loves you. You've been connected with the Steve Kane Show for...
I remember exactly. We met Janet in August 1998, and that's when she introduced both of us to nutraceuticals. Well, listen, we're all out of time for today, Janet. We'll talk tomorrow. But listen, guys, stop by AJ Naturals in the Festival Marketplace. Now, again, the Festival Marketplace just east of the Turnpike on the south side of Sample, and find Janet and her store right next to the food court, which is easy to find when you're over there. All right, we'll talk tomorrow, Janet Cimarelli. All right, take care. Steve, you want to sign us off?
That's it for today. We'll be back to do it all over again tomorrow. Tomorrow should be a hot show with everything going on, and we look forward to sharing it with you. So on behalf of I'm Steve Kane. May God bless Donald Trump.
We've got you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
All right, guys. Well, listen, we're out of time. No, I moved the podcast back to 6 at night because people were getting a little itchy about that. But so it's going to be back to 6 o'clock at night, guys, okay, with the chat room and everything, the podcast. But before you go, make sure you like the video. If you're new, subscribe. This is the greatest talk show you're going to find anywhere. And I'll talk to you later, all right, guys? Thanks for watching.